And we are live. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Sundays with Craven, episode 36. We are on now. I really am looking forward to this one. I can see 21 of you already waiting in the audience. Thank you so much for joining this evening. We have something very special planned. We have a group panel format this evening. We're going to have a debate. We're going to talk about all the things we normally do. We're going to have a good old chinwag, talking gold, talking silver, precious metals, stacking, and everything else in between. And as you know, I want you to be just as involved in that conversation as we are. We will keep an eye on the live chat. And don't forget, towards the latter end of the live podcast, we will specifically focus on you guys in the live chat, and we'll do sort of like a live Q&A session, which gives you a chance to ask any questions to me or any of the special guests. Before we do start, and I kindly ask you, if you enjoy these podcasts, please show some love, show some support, hit the like button. And if you're not subscribed to the channel, guys, subscribe to the channel. There we go. So without further ado, I'm going to say a quick hello to you guys in the chat, give some shout outs, and then we'll bring in the special guests. So let's have a scroll up. Who do we have in the house this evening? Who's there? Let's see who was first. Who was right there? It was someone who's actually on the panel. Ciolfo Hordian was the first in, closely followed by Jamie Frost. I can see Benson's in there as well. BBA, thank you so much, mate. Shiny Silver, good to see you. Nerds UK, I hope you're feeling better, my friend. I really, really do. X20, good to see you, buddy. Jumping into Silver, thank you so much for joining, mate. I hope you're good. The Humble Stacker, my friend from across the pond, I hope you're doing well, mate. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. Joker's Wild, good to see you, mate. I hope you're doing okay. Thanks for joining. Ian Atterbury, ladies and gentlemen, the sniper is in the house, so watch your back. He is here. Thank you for joining, mate. Villainous Bounty. You always make my day. I'm going to give a special shout out to you right now. Villainous Bounty genuinely makes some of the best tracks, and he has sent me some custom tracks which I plan to use in future content, and they are incredible. So massive shout out to Villainous Bounty. You made my day with what you sent me recently. I'm so excited to share it. So who else do we have? We have Jumping 2. Say no more. Love that. Access, the world's #1 producer, is here. Thank you so much, mate. Miss Stacking with Craven, my better half, as you all know, always here to support. Thank you so much for being here. Really appreciate it. Don't want to miss anyone, guys. Just seeing East End Dave says, oi, oi, Brits and Sovs, the man getting closer and closer to 1,000 subscribers. Check him out if you haven't already. I will be hosting his 1,000 subscriber giveaway. It's going to be huge. Thank you so much for joining. Brits and Sovs, we've got Kalilo, another friend, I believe, across the pond. So thank you so much for joining. Really do appreciate it. Michael Will is here. Thank you for joining. Who else do we got? Plenty in here, folks. Really appreciate it. Ice Fire Collection. Hope you're doing well. Thank you for joining. Ooh, loads of names. Who else do we have? We have Pow Harry Tongue, who says, yo, bro. Thank you so much for joining. John Clayton, thank you for joining. Queen Nessie, thank you so much. Guys, there's so many names. Euro Coin Hunt, thank you very much for joining. Good to see you. Electric Bloke, True Legend 86. Good to see all of you guys. It really is. Thank you so much for tuning in to the stream and showing your support. It's going to be a good one tonight. It really, really is. Queen Nessie, always good to see you. Thank you for tuning in. Ooh, have we got? Everyone's having a good chat. Don't want to miss anyone before I move on. If I have missed anyone, I'm really, really sorry. Loads of comments early on. This is good. Right. Big Green Stacker, thank you so much for joining. Right. So I think I got everyone. There's 36 of you in here waiting, and I don't want you to wait any longer. Let's bring in the special guests. So firstly, let's press a few buttons. And who am I going to come to first, gentlemen? I'm going to come first and introduce my good friend, Creative Precious Metals, CPM, otherwise known as Andy. Thank you so much for joining us on the panel this evening. How are you doing, mate?
Yeah, I'm good, mate. Thank you. What a privilege to do this. Part of a foursome. Sounds weird. No, it's a real honour, man. This has been a little bit of time in the making, and yeah, it's finally here. It's come around really quick, and I'm really looking forward to. I've never spoken to Benson properly like this before. Never spoken to Silver, obviously, other than very quickly the other day. So yeah, it's really great. What an honour. Brilliant stuff.
Yeah,
thank you.
I share that excitement too. And as you mentioned, we have had this arranged for quite a little while now. So I've been really looking forward to actually get live and speak to you guys all together. So yeah, thank you for being here. Let's see who else we've got. So who am I going to pick on next? Benson. Benson's coins, mate. Thank you so much for joining us live. I've been really looking forward to speaking to you. It's been a little while since you've been on the live podcast. So thank you for being here. How are you doing?
Not too bad.
Yeah, I've been doing good. It's like I say, it's been a really nice weather recently around where I am. I've been enjoying being out and about, and then on a Sunday we get to do this. So yeah, it's a pleasure to be joined by you. And there's lots of things we're going to discuss this evening. I can't wait to hear your perspective and your opinions, mate. I really can't. So thank you.
Nice one. It's going to be good.
It certainly is. So last but not least, the man who has a little friend called the Terminator, who likes to pick on this guy, Little John, all the time. That would be no other than Siolfor Hordian. How are you, mate? And honestly, jokes aside, thank you so much for being here. It's always a pleasure to have you on. I'm not sure what that was that popped up on screen there, but yeah, how are you doing, mate?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. Thanks for having us on again, and this is my first ever foursome, so I'm excited.
Andy, I don't know what you started there, but I suppose that is what this is. But say no more. But yeah, I'm really excited. And guys, we're gonna start in the usual fashion, as you know. You've had a bit of a heads up on this, which is question from last week's special guest. Now, I had a really great chat last week, and that was with no other than Josh McDonald. I really enjoyed the conversation, and he left a very interesting question for all three of you guys to answer. And that question, just to remind you guys in the audience, if you missed it last week, from Josh McDonald was this: if you could redesign the Britannia, would you change it, or would you leave it untouched? And if you would change it, bonus points for explaining what changes you would make. So I'm going to go backwards this time. So I'm going to come to you first, Siolfor. So what would your answer be to that question from Josh?
So personally, I mean, I do like the Britannia, but I would like them to put the crown on the, on the king or the queen. I think they look so much nicer wearing their crown. I mean, we're so spoilt with all the, other countries that have released coins and they're wearing them. I think I might have one here without showing my face. But yeah, I love how they have the crown on them. I would probably like it to be a little bit bigger, like the American Silver Eagle. I don't know why. I like the size of a American Silver Eagle. And I think finally, I would want to have some of that secret stuff that the maple leaves have to stop them from milk spotting.
Yeah.
So whatever magic they're doing there, we need that as well.
Absolutely. It is one of the more popular sort of opinions on the Britannias. Is as beautiful as they are sort of known for milk spotting, unfortunately. But that's very interesting. And just quickly on that, I do agree with you about the crowns. We do see Queen Elizabeth II, some of the old, we see her with a tiara on, but it's not the crown. And when you look at some of the more silver world coins available, yeah, that's lovely there. Look at that. There is some stunning designs, and it would be great to see if that happens in the future. But yeah, good answer to start us off. And I'm going to move on to Andy. I am curious what your thoughts are, mate, on the Silver Britannia. Would you change the design? Would you leave it untouched?
Dude, I was really thinking quite a bit about this today, and I thought to myself, the Britannia was obviously, when I first started to get into silver, it was a Britannia, bang, from the first ever coin. And it's been at the heart of my date runs. All the designs I've absolutely loved. I do like how it looks today. So I'm going to be really boring. I love it. But I thought to myself, just a bit of a laugh, what would I really do if I could really change it? And I wouldn't change too much on the front. I wrote it down. I'd like a picture, you know, where the little trident holographic thing is, the security feature. I would put a little picture of my cat in there. Just because it's stupid, but my cat was really special to me while he was here. And on the reverse, I would have, obviously not the king. The queen was always my favorite. On is it obverse or reverse? I don't know what it's called. I'm very naive with that. I would have a picture of the 3 children and my wife.
Oh, that's
just as a reminder. You know, if I actually did it, if I did something to the Britannia, and it's just, obviously they're special to me, and the coin is very special to what I've done within the stacking silver, you know, or stacking generally. So
yeah, I think I know there's viewers from across the pond in here tonight, so hello to you. I think for a lot of us stacking in the UK, the Britannia is a very popular starting point, and it's a big part of our stacks, usually due to its benefits and being exempt from the capital gains tax and whatnot. But that's the word I'd use is sentimental answer, and I think that would make a lovely, I guess, custom Britannia specifically for you for those reasons. So I really like that, and I appreciate, despite you obviously being really happy with the Britannia, maybe you wouldn't change it overall, but still giving an idea of what you'd have if you could just have your own touch on it for yourself. So that's really interesting. Yeah. Now, last but certainly not least, Benson, I've left you till last on this one, mate, because I want to give you some credit. I really do, because I do feel like you went the extra mile on this. And I'm going to actually get something, guys, that Benson sent me before we went live and share it on screen. So I will ask you the question and you can talk us through. I'm also going to get it up on screen. But Benson, tell everyone, if you had the opportunity to change the Britannia or just say, look, no, I'm going to leave it untouched, what would you do? And I'm going to press some buttons when I'm ready.
Well, I would change it. I'd completely change the whole design. I'd change it to Charlie Chaplin and his famous speech. So obviously that's the design I come up with there, and it's got the quote from the famous part of his speech when he said, "We are not machines. We are basically like humans," as he said. And then I also come up with, so the Royal Mint, they come in packages, and normally they come with all the decorate design and everything around it. So I made sure that it come in one of them as well, and it would come in the packaging, and it would come with, that's it, and it would come with the famous quote out of it. And obviously, if you opened it all up, it would have the whole speech in it and everything like that. Because personally, I think with today's times of what's going on, that is what we need. We need a speech like that to get the people going, because basically, I'm not being funny, the establishment has pretty much done us over, haven't they? And I think we needed a speech like that. So I've just changed the whole thing. I still put the Britannia underneath it, obviously, so you've still got some sort of hope, hoping that it is a Britannia, but I'll change the whole thing. So that is honestly, yeah, go on.
I was just going to say, mate, I didn't mean to cut you off. It's just, I absolutely love it. I said this to you when you sent it me. Not only do I love the design and the thought process behind it and what it represents, I think that speaks volumes. I think it's a good message as well that you've really thought deep into this. I also do love the design, and even if it wasn't realistic to replace the Britannia, guys in the chat, please do let us know, because this is my opinion. I'm sure the other guys who I'll ask in a second may think the same. I would buy this coin. I would absolutely buy this coin. You can see here, looks like something that would be maybe a limited mintage, a special release. You've even gone as far to design sort of like the assay card, the original packaging. I'll just flip back here to the actual, just the coin on its own with the great speech on there. I think it's stunning, Benson. I really, really do. And yeah, I'd like to bring the other guys in here just on this. to get your thoughts, because I'm very impressed with this and I would buy it. And people in the chat are starting to say the same as well. They would 100% buy your design, Benson.
Sold, man. I've got I mean, I didn't even know. I mean, obviously I know who Charlie Chaplin is, but I only ever knew him for, you know, that the silent comedy movies. I didn't know he was obviously very philosophical and did this. So I've got a question for Benson, really. Are you a Charlie Chaplin fan? Are you a fan of that era, of that type of
silent movies and stuff like that? Yeah, I was good. I like all the old stuff. I like anything that's old, especially like old programs, old comedies. I like all that sort of thing. I don't know why. I think it's because I was brought up with around my nan and granddad and stuff, and they used to love all this sort of thing. So it sort of touches home with me. You know what I mean? It touches the art a little bit. But his speech, when I see his speech, it does bring sort of goosebumps onto your skin when you listen to it, and you can see that he's not just reading it off a script; it's coming from his art. So that's why I thought it'd be good for that. So it's good job.
No, definitely not. Can you actually see that? Sorry, Self, I'll shut up in a minute. But can you actually see that speech? Is it on YouTube or something? Or
yeah, it's on YouTube.
Okay.
If you put it on, it'll come up with the whole thing. Yeah.
Oh, right. Okay.
It's amazing speech, honestly, it's so amazing, and it I don't know. It just makes the hairs on your skin go up a little bit. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's cool, man. That's really cool, and I love your artwork, dude. You've got a hidden talent there. I've said this to you loads of times. I've seen it on your poker chips, and yeah, you could definitely have a bit of a side hustle there because you're very talented, which is cool. Sorry, mate.
See, no, I really like it, and I could see it if it was in like a high relief version. And if it was a part of a series of maybe speeches that changed the world, I think that would be awesome. I mean, yeah, it is great. I don't actually know the gentleman, but just seeing how passionate you are about it, I definitely would. Probably after this, I'll probably listen to it and just see what he's got to say, because I love that kind of stuff. You know, something that really hits you in the heart. So if it's done that to you, Benson, I'm sure it could do that to a lot of people.
Yeah, it's a good one. It's a proper good one.
It is. And my thought process after seeing this, and to be honest, like Andy said, many other things that you've come up with and created, Benson. I know you like to design different things. You must have a record by now for poker chips, mate. I really think you'd have a strong chance of getting a job at the Royal Mint to design some of their newer coins, mate. I really do. So hats off to you for that one.
No, thank you. I think it's about time that Royal Mint had someone new to design some of their coins, because they're not coming out.
Well, we'll all put in a good word for you, mate. You never know. A lot of people in the chat were putting, I'd definitely buy one, which is good to see. I'm going to highlight one comment before we go into the topics we want to discuss. And it's just an interesting one, which is from Jamie Frost, who says, based on this question you've all just answered, I'd change it to 22 karat gold, reduce the weight to 7.98 grams, and put George and the Dragon on the reverse. Effectively, turn it into a sovereign. Yeah. I mean, Jamie, yeah, sounds really good.
That's fair play.
Yeah, so I thought I had to share that. It did tickle me. But yeah, guys, it's great to speak about that. And thank you for having your thoughts on it. And I suppose, just to quickly add, my answer would have been really boring, because I do just quite like the Britannia. I personally wouldn't change it. But like seeing what you've come up with, Benson, there's definitely a lot of room for new designs, new concepts to come in and be available for us to stack or collect, such as the Charlie Chaplin one you mentioned. And like Seolful said, if I could change anything about the Britannia, honestly, we know it's got great security features and it's a stunning design. The first thing I would ask for is just try and work on those milk spots. But that's about it, really. But yeah, it's one to get us thinking before we go into it. We are going to have as you know, a bit of a debate, a bit of a discussion, guys. And if you're watching the live chat, do get involved. Keep your comments coming through, because I am interested, as we all are, to hear what you think. I've asked the guys for a topic that we're going to discuss. We've got 4 topics, and we're going to go through them now. So, first topic, and these are obviously about silver and gold, the things we talk about each week. But this one, fractional gold and hyper fractional gold, such as gold backs, the pros, the cons, and the reasons why people stack them. That's where we're going to start. And I'm going to come to you, CL4, because this is a topic that you wanted to talk about today. So it'd be good if you could start us off there.
Yeah, so I'm currently doing a challenge, which is for my Poucho Verminator, which is to try and fill it up with 100 fractional gold pieces. And I see a lot of different, opinions on the smaller gold coins, like this is a 0.5 gram or the 1 gram, and even the gold backs, because people think that the premiums are just so high on them that they think that you could just save up and get something bigger, like a sovereign. But in my opinion, something like this, most people in the UK don't have £100 a month that they could buy for precious metals. I mean, we are very fortunate to be in the positions that we are to buy, beautiful gold coins and silver coins, and just hearing from people saying, just save up. But if you had to save up for one of these, it could take you a year. And by the time you've hit a year, you might have to save up for another 3 or 4 years, 3 or 4 months. So, I mean, it could go the other way. It could get a little bit cheaper. But with how quickly gold and silver has been rising, I see fractional being the way forward for 2026. I mean, I don't think I could afford another sovereign anytime soon, but treating myself to a 0.5 grammer here or there, and I'm slowly hitting my goal. And if this is being kept for 20 plus years, you don't think I'm going to get my premium back, when I could probably get my premium back on it now if I wasn't trying to sell it.
Yeah.
And with gold backs, I mean, I have ordered some of the new ones, some to go in my treasure hunts, some to just give away as part of like a sticker bundle that I'll be doing to other channels. And I personally love them. I've made good money on them in the past. I mean, that's not the only reason to have them, but the reason why most of us are stacking is because we either want to hand something down that can be sold, or you want to sell it off slowly for retirement. So why have a bad feeling about gold backs or fractional gold, when the whole point anyway is to eventually sell it? And if people are willing to buy it now, I mean, you're still going to be able to sell it on later down the road, in my opinion. I mean, what do you guys think of fractional gold? And
yeah, I want to hear your guys' thoughts as well on this. Whoever wants to go first on that, and I think just quickly. Go on. Sorry.
I think fractional gold's good. I mean, not everyone can, like Selfor said, not everyone can afford to buy a sovereign, or do you know what I mean? Like 1 grams are good. I mean, I've swapped I had 3 grams and I've swapped it for a 1/10 Britannia, and I've still got an extra change because people still want to pay the premiums right now. So obviously I've changed because I want tax-free gold, and the bits that I had were not tax-free. But I think it's a better way of stacking bits of gold together and getting it all together than thinking I'm going to now have to wait 6 months before I can buy, because not everyone's got the same. Not everyone can afford the same. Do you know what I mean? So if you can afford a fractional, you can get you on the ladder for a bit of gold, then I think you should crack on with that. I think it's good.
Yeah, I'm with that. Andy, I want to hear your thoughts, mate.
It's really interesting, because I've got a very similar philosophy around the silver bit, as you know. I think we've all been spoiled. I think we've been really spoiled. And what I mean by that is if you've been in the space which I know, you know, everyone here probably has been in this space for over a year now. I've been fortunate, you know, to been in it for a lot, you know, quite a few years. And, you know, the prices that I was buying sovereigns at and bits of gold, like little 1/10 and bits and pieces, was just so different to today, so different. And it's really obvious that you either got tons of money to keep doing what you used to do, and I can't personally, I can't justify it at all, and I'm sure most people can't. So if, to me, if you still like to want to dip your toe and, like Self was doing, into the fractional stuff, then if demand's there, the people that make it will push it out into the market and allow us to make those decisions to, you know, to continue to buy it. Yes, there's a premium aspect to it. We all know that. But at the end of the day, it circumstances have led to people having to make a decision. You know, do I stop? Or I really don't want to stop. I can see it like Silver says, and I'm doing the same with the silver bit. You don't have to. You can continue your hobby, your passion, into something that you like to do. And yeah, the circumstances have changed, but you can continue to do it. And we all have to sort of make those decisions whether we want to. And I'm really, really fascinated to see how the mints and the market produce, as these prices go on and this cost of living thing keeps going, produce hopefully some really nice looking fractional pieces that are, you know, keeping people interested in precious metals. Otherwise it's just going to price itself out unless you're lucky enough to have loads of money to continue to do it, when I know most people haven't. So
yeah,
so fair play.
Yeah, 100%. I think this is a really good topic, and it's one that really makes you think. And look, there was a really good comment, I think, from Bazman77 that there isn't a definitive right or wrong answer. And the reason for that with this is, look, we're just having a conversation here, guys, and I appreciate you listening in and sharing your thoughts in the audience in the live chat. I welcome that. But everyone's circumstances are different to everyone else. We're all looking to stack. And for me, it's a bit of a side point. I agree with everything you've all said. I also think that, say, if you're looking to get the most value from your purchase, if we talk about gold, and I think Benson mentioned, or Siolfa mentioned, a gold sovereign, that's a really good target. It may take the average, what's a gold sovereign now? Over £900, something around there. The average person may not go out and be able to buy. I mean, I use me an example. I can't go and buy a sovereign or stack sovereigns due to the price you're entering. £900 is a lot. So if the option is to save up because that's the best value now, it might not be the same, like Benson said, in 9 months or however long it takes you to save. And the other point here, which I think is really relative, is with fractional, it's a really great way, especially with the likes of gold, and someone mentioned 1 gram golds and then the TABEX subscription. It's a great way to get that regular feeling of adding to your stack, building something, making progress. Even if you are paying slightly more of a premium, look at it from the point of, I started with 0 ounces or grams in weight, and this is where you are, rather than the monetary value or the premiums. That's what I look at now. Not every purchase will be perfect, and people have strong opinions on that. But if you're looking solely at yourself, just look at what you've added and view. For me, and the way I do this is why I'm saying it, solely look at what weight you've added. And some people can't wait 9 months because life happens. The car could break down. You could end up saving and saving, and the money's gone and you never get there. At least with fractional, you have the opportunity to regularly add and have something, which is really great. And that's my piece on this. I think, you know, is worth a mention. I don't know what your guys' thoughts are on that.
Yeah, I think you're right. Like you said, if you're trying to save and then, like you said, your car breaks down or a bill comes in, then you're never going to get there. But with fractional, you are. With fractional, you can get little bits at a time. If you're trying to get towards getting an ounce, but you can't wait however long it is. What's an ounce now? 336 or whatever it is, £3,600. No one's got £3,600 in today's, like, well, some people have, but not everyone is the same. And I'm not being funny. If you can get little fractional bits each time and get up to that 1 ounce that you wanted to get to, at least you can get it in little installments and still have money to pay for your bills, pay for this, pay for that. I mean, £3,600 or £700 or whatever it is, that's ridiculous. People ain't got that to spend without having to spend on bills and stuff like that. So I think fractional is a good way of going forward, especially with gold, especially the prices.
Really good point. And like you said, especially with gold, I want to take this a bit further and break it down more with a further question. I'm going to come back to you, CL4, because this is a topic you've wanted to discuss. And I want to mention some of the other points in your topic, such as gold backs, which is more hyperfractional than what we call fractional. When I hear the term fractional, I think about 1 gram. You know, we see 2.5 gram, 5 gram in gold. But we also have to consider gold backs. I don't personally, I don't value gold backs as any form of investment. My opinion is they just look lovely. They are stunning. I wouldn't ever stack them thinking of building up gold weight. What are your thoughts on gold backs for people that do collect them? I'd want to hear your stance on that. And also, I do want to bring silver into this conversation right now for opinions that are to come, because when you talk about fractional CL4, I do think the conversation gets very different when we're talking about fractional gold compared to fractional silver. And this conversation about value, is it good? Is it worth doing? Is it a bad idea? So could you give me a bit more on your thoughts on, yes, the gold backs, but also how silver compares to gold in the fractional world, please?
So you're saying about, you wouldn't see it as sort of like a weight or as an investment. And I remember I bought 1,000 of the 1 gold backs back in 2021 for just over £3. As if I still had that now, 2026, I could be selling them at £12 to £15 each. And people don't mind spending that on something that looks pretty. I think we see them differently as compared to the States, because you can actually use them to buy and sell things in certain shops. If I was a business, I would accept gold backs as a form of payment if they done a UK edition, which I'm going to annoy them with every single post they do, saying do a UK edition. But yeah, I think you can make good money on them, and a couple of pound here or there for something like that is pretty. Yes, you go into the higher gold backs, like the 100s, and they're like £1,000 for like a 1/10 ounce. Yes, that's now taking the mick a bit, I think, on the premium. And there is a lot of things that gold back do need to sort out, because really, whatever they value that note as, it's exactly the same amount that they put as their premium. As really, I think the premium should be a set amount instead of just increasing it with the price of the gold back. That's sort of where I see them potentially making more, when the market is high, let's add on more premium when they can sell so quickly anyway. The thing that you were saying about the difference between gold and silver, it is difficult, because I'm very for fractional gold. And when it comes to fractional silver, I mean, I do have all my pre-decimal, which I would class as fractional, but it's not going to sell as quickly as bullion. Don't get me wrong. I mean, bullion will probably sell better if I needed to sell it quickly. But I think, depending on the price, if it keeps going up and an ounce Britannia is going to cost way more than £100, then I would quite happily go for a half ounce. But I like the 1/10. I absolutely love them, and I'd love a couple of tubes of them. But for like nearly £200 for like 1.6 ounces, I think is a bit too much. But like I said, half ounces, if the price does continue to go up, I can't save, to get at that price. As Andy said, we've been very, very spoiled. I mean, prior to this hype, people were able to pick up anything from 3 to 10 coins quite easily. You look at that now and you're like, that's $1 grand. We can't do it unless I start up the OnlyFans.
Well, that's that's for a different show, Ciolfo.
You're already subscribed, it's fine.
Oh yeah, no, enough about that. But you do make some really, really good points. Yeah, I want to hear either Benson or Andy. Want to hear your thoughts on this, and specifically, if you want to talk about the goal backs, great. I think they're a very popular topic, but also I want to get into your thoughts, like Ciolfo did there, just about gold kind of versus silver. When we go into the fractional space, because they are different and premiums play a big part, more so with silver. What are your thoughts on that? Whoever wishes to go first, I'd love to hear.
I don't mind gold backs. I really like the artwork on them. I think they've got some amazing artwork. I own a couple, but they were actually gifted to me by Brits and Sovs. Otherwise, I don't actually own any. So I wouldn't go out of my way to buy them. But I have got a few. But I went out of my way to buy a silverback one, which was the Cook and Buried, because I have obviously got the other version. So I really wanted that. But I had to pay £20 for that. But I wish I'd bought it before when it first came out, when it was, I don't know, I think it was like £9 when they first come out. So I've had to pay a premium on them just for one that I wanted. So I mean, it's a bit mad how I think that a silverback note is you'll pay more money for than a goldback one, which I can't really work that one out when one is gold and one is silver, if that makes any sort of sense.
Yeah, it makes sense, but at the same time, it doesn't make sense, because you'd think the gold would be worth more. But once again, this is why the point I had is I would never look to goldbacks or silverbacks as something that I would go to invest in. But however, hearing obviously what Ciolfo said, and you then as well, about buying these things when they come out, actually now you could, and people will pay it. They're selling for more. I'd still go down the bullion route or pre-decimal or something. Yeah, look at that. They're lovely. The silver's called the Zombooks, aren't they? I believe.
Yeah. I mean, I think you'd buy the goldback or a silverback as more of a collector than an investment. That's why I'd buy, for the artwork, not for the investment. But I completely understand where Ciolfo's coming from. It's definitely, you pay more now than you would when they first come out.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's really interesting. Andy, I want to hear your thoughts on this, and especially with you. I really would love to hear your open thoughts on the points I've made there, about when we look at fractional, if you can break down your views on gold and silver, because with you especially, I personally, I'm sure many others in the audience as well, have really been enjoying your recent journey where you're looking to build 10 ounces of silver specifically, and you're taking a fractional route. So with that in mind, and feel free to discuss that and your thoughts behind that and the strategy. But what are your thoughts on this whole topic?
Oh, dude, it's so deep. Just getting back to the goldback thing. I was very fortunate to be given one when I was over at. That sounds bad, doesn't it? Sorry. Very fortunate to be given one. No, I meant a goldback. Over in Berlin, I think it was the first time I went, or was it the second time I went? I don't know, but one of the people at the stand was really cool. Is it Verulium? Is that a company? Verulium? They're American, I think, and they were promoting goldbacks basically, or their design of goldbacks, and they were handing them out. So I've got that. I have got a is it Silver Dragon silver foil? Silver Dragons one a couple of years ago. I think I bought that. just because it looked nice, and I wanted it in one of my backgrounds when I was doing my stuff on CPM. So I as far as anything else, obviously that's it. One of those, exactly what Self was just showing there. One of those. Other than, you know, I'm really good friends with Cobra, and Cobra collects lots of bits and pieces, and he often talks about them. Other than that, I don't know too much about them. But the deeper side of it, I always look, when I listen to conversations about any of this, I think there's categories of who we are as people, and that's, are we collecting something because we like collecting it? Like Benson said, he loves the artwork on a particular piece, so he paid what he wanted to pay to get that. Now, if he was looking at it from an investment point of view, and Benson would probably admit this, yeah, he paid over the odds for what it is as silver. And that's the same with all of this stuff. It doesn't matter whether it's fractional, whether it's 1 ounce pieces, 10 ounce pieces, whatever. You're either investing into a product, or you're just purely, like I've done with my date runs, because I like them, I'm prepared to pay what I want to pay within reason, to collect them, you know, and whether I'm being cute about that price that I'm paying is irrelevant. It's just, I want it. But if I was looking at it just pure as an investment point of view, then my whole way of looking at it would be totally different. Totally different. The problem is now is that money's the big thing. Money is the big thing, because without money we can't do anything as a rule. If you know, I don't mean it as we can't do anything. Money is not the cure for everything, but you know what I mean. So I suppose when I started this little thing with the fractional, I wanted to just prove to people that I would put my money where my mouth is, and show that you can still get into the ethics and spirit of collecting, stacking silver, and go on that journey. Don't let the money be a barrier for you, and fractional allows you to do that. And hopefully within that journey, and what I'm trying to do is show that once you start that journey, dip your toe in the pond, then you can start looking at, oh, am I being efficient with this? Am I not being efficient with it? What else can I do? Because the market is massive. You know, you can just, oh, I just want to be a hobby. I love these little 1/10 ounces. I'm just going to buy them every now and then to get them out and give to my kid or whatever. Or you can just go, okay, no, I really like this stuff. I really like what silver is educating me about money, and start to get a bit cute with it, and start to you know, basically educate yourself, and start to look at the bigger picture of your values and your money, and how do I spend it better. And that's where the investment side of the hobby comes in, if that's the way you want to go. But there's no right or wrong. It's just giving you the opportunity to choose whether you want to or not. And I think that's really important, because it's not just silver. I mean, as Benson knows, like an idiot, Pokemon is becoming a bit of an interest, you know, with my boys and my family. But it's the same ethics. And I'll be honest with you, already, because of what I've learned in what I've done with precious metals, it's making me so much more cuter on what's going on in the world of trading cards, you know. So it's not a case of this is the right way to get in, this is the wrong way to get in. From my point of view, it's getting in and learning and seeing what is best. If you want to go down an investment route, if you just want to be a collector, if you just want to be a stacker, which is the same sort of thing in my eyes, really, to be honest. And fractional, at this moment in time, it's still available to people that want to put their toe in the pond, especially with the people that I've spoken to that have got, we go on about money, they struggle with 30 quid, £30. We
Yeah,
all go on about, oh, we should buy this, we should buy that. Yeah, we're fucking privileged to be able to do that. But some people have not got that, dude, and they're put off by it. Oh, I can't afford to do it. Oh, yes, you can. And the benefits will come as you learn. You know, so there's my passion anyway. But I don't know whether that's answered your question, but
it has. I think it's very powerful. I personally think it's a fantastic thing that you are doing, and I support it, and I love following your videos. If anyone isn't already, check out CPM Creative Precious Metals on YouTube. Really good channel. And like I say, I love what you do. And I think the point you've made there about the learning process, just to touch on that, I am in complete agreement with that. And because there's so much information now, we're in communities with many stackers, lots of shared knowledge, and then people do have strong opinions, specifically on fractional and what's the right thing to buy. You shouldn't do this. And once again, the problem is, in my opinion, the best way people can learn is through doing it themselves and looking back at their log and what they've done. And over time, those that are in it for the long term, looking to improve how they go about things, rather than their whole process and strategy when they're stacking just being what they're told or what some videos said. Kind of, it doesn't work like that. The best way you can learn, in my opinion, is essentially making mistakes, just getting started at the affordable amount, and things will build quicker than you think, and you will learn from yourself. Because like Andy said, and we can talk here about maybe the 1/10, which you said for silver, you buy that, yeah, you may be paying way over the odds for the silver, but if that gets you into stacking, first couple of months, you've built something, you feel good about it, then you start thinking, actually, maybe I could have a look at this, maybe I could buy some free decimal, look at other options. You're learning yourself because you want to improve, and that's powerful. And it's actually, in my opinion, worth losing a bit on optimizing your purchases at the start to actually just understand it yourself, because the best investment you can make, in my opinion, is in yourself. That's my sort of bit on what Andy said. Don't want to ramble, but yeah, what are your thoughts on that, guys?
I just want to jump in on there, and then I'll shut up. But already, as you know, Craven, I'm working with a couple of people that are not in that position to just go out. They haven't got a lot of money, but already they are asking the question, is this the most efficient way to do it, Andy? Already. And they've only bought a couple of little 1/10 ounces, but they're asking those questions because they're interested. And now they're sort of learning and they're going out there, because I encourage people to go out, look, learn, find out what people are saying, question it, ask why, and they're already coming back. So that is brilliant news, because it means that, one, that they are already starting to get interested in taking a bit of notice of trying to do something better with their money, but also questioning, that there are different ways of doing things at an early stage. So it's powerful, man. It's powerful. And just by stepping their toe in the pond at a point that they could afford, I'll shut up.
No, please don't. This is a panel show, so we want you to keep talking. That's what it's here. It's a live podcast. 4 of us on here, and I'm absolutely loving this, and you guys sharing your views. And once again, ladies and gentlemen in the chat, thank you so much for keeping the comments coming through. I do love to read them, and don't forget, we will have a designated segment later in the show where there'll be like a live Q&A. So yeah, make sure you stick around for that. The last thing on this topic that I want to touch on, just coming back to you, CL4, is specifically about you. And you, in my opinion, mate, are one of the most generous people we have in this whole community, because you mentioned gold backs. And by the way, I love some of the stuff you've been showing on screen and different things. But you have been doing treasure hunts, and we've just spoke about the cost of these things, how much it is, and they're collectible items. Well, you're out there giving these away to loads of people, random people you don't even know, just leaving it in different public places for someone to pick up and do what they want with. Which I'd like to hear more on that. Do you have any exciting plans to do with that in the near future? And how have you found that? And maybe I'm pushing it, how much do you think you've spent on giving people, just being nice and giving people, sharing out these lovely things that you're leaving. I'd love to know more about that, mate.
So yeah, I believe now I've probably done over 400 treasure hunts this year, like as in since I started doing them. I am. It is only small coins. Originally it was around 1 gram bars of germanium in and things like that. But with the current prices, getting those sort of things out regularly isn't now feasible with my income. I've probably given away more silver than I actually have in my deep stack. And recently, the feedback I'm getting from people privately, messaging me on Instagram saying, "Oh, my son found this today, and our family absolutely love history, and this has, been a real talking point." That they've then gone onto my channel, watched some of my shorts, and said, "By the way, I found this one," and then send me pictures of it. Like it was a family day out to try and find the ones that I put, and just getting those little messages. Like they don't know who I am. I don't always film what I put out, because sometimes I do put them in fairly obvious places just because I want to give back and hopefully get some kids or some other people thinking about gold and silver, because it's done great for me. I mean, without precious metals, I have no savings. If I said to my family, if they said, "What's in your savings account?" and I said 0, they'd be like, yeah, okay, we get that. That's you. But if I said, "I got a sovereign, I've got all these crowns, I've got this, I've got that, I've got assets," and it's like, it's just done me a world of good. So it's trying to share that along with other people. And there is something big happening later on in the year. There are people who are kindly donated some, like Benson's put in some copper and some cool poker chips, and plenty of people in the community have sent me stickers and little gram bars or little coins to go into the collection. But yeah, I'm hoping for it to be, as good as possible. I will do riddles and poems and things. When I've hidden this big bit of treasure, I'm not sure if I'm going to hide it with all the stuff in it, or if I'm just going to hide it with passwords in it so that I know it's genuine and they have found it. That I'm still working out. But yeah, it's probably going to be currently about 1,500 to £2,500 worth of stuff that will be inside that box. And this is something that I've been putting in. And I honestly, I don't earn good money. I honestly don't. But it's going to be just hopefully to just give back and get people out looking, and a bit of excitement, a bit of family time, getting off your phones. Just, bringing that joy. That's the plan.
Well done to you, mate. Honestly, I've got so much respect for you and what you're doing, and I think the reason behind it, so bloody generous, by the way.
I can't even show you, the box is too big, but that's already filled with stuff to go in.
Oh wow, there's so much there. For people in the audience that maybe haven't come across your channel before, I'm sure a lot have, but how can they get involved in this? Of course, CO4Hordian, the YouTube channel, guys, go and check it out. Great channel. I've been following since the start. You've been doing this longer than me. But what's the best way for people to get involved in the treasure hunts that you're doing and this big thing that's coming up later in the year, mate?
So yeah, if they either want to reach out on Discord or Instagram, just send me a message. A lot of people, Ice and Fire, he sent me a little package, poker chip sticker, a little note, and some silver in there. There's so many people who are generously adding into it, and I plan with the people that donate, I may give them a hint for them to add into their next video, and I could be like, "Hey, go check out Benson's next video. He's got the next code for the treasure hunt," and then they would be forced over, to go see Benson, and vice versa. So it's bringing the community together. You're not going to understand it. You have to watch all the videos to work out this code or this location. And I hope it gets a good amount of people interested.
I hope so too, mate, because it's very clear you've put a lot of time, effort, money, energy into this, and for really good reasons. So yeah, guys, if it's the first time you're hearing of this, definitely get involved and check out what Sjolf's doing, and support him if you want to get involved and put something in the growing chest of goodies. Guys, I think that was a really good topic to start on. There's so much more I'd love to speak specifically on that and the fractional stuff, but we do have some really good other topics. And the next one, I didn't tell you about this beforehand, but the next topic is actually going to be brought in by no other than Little John. So let me just grab him. Here he is. So this is Little John, and he's actually holding something. Let me just get it off him because he's holding it quite tight. So Benson, I'm going to come to you here, mate. Oh my God! Before I do this, sorry, Benson. What in God's name is that? Oh my goodness, that's horrific. That's so scary. Is this? I thought we were getting a face reveal live from Sjolf.
So welcome, and we're going to have a good old chin wag. And I absolutely love Little John. He's the best thing since sliced bread. You know.
Oh my God! When did you?
I can't wait to get that tattoo.
What are you doing? This is horrific, guys.
I don't know what's more scary, the mask or the rubber gloves.
Yeah, or what you're doing with your mouth, Sjolf. It's sending me into a weird place. Oh my God.
And the gloves, well, they're for Little John.
Always wearing the gloves. Yeah, sorry, Little John and Benson. We'll come to you in a second.
It's fine. It's fine.
I had no idea you were going to do that. I think it surprised the live chat as well. I'm just going to quickly share some of the reactions to this. Queen Nessie saying, "Do you wear that on your treasure hunt?" Oh, mate, that honestly, I don't know where that came from. I was about to go on about this next topic, and I just looked up. I don't know if you were doing it for long before I saw, but when I saw, that was genuinely horrific.
Well, you said Little John, and I was like, "This is the time."
Oh my God, mate! Well, thank you for that. I'll say I appreciate it. I'm not sure how I feel about it, but Alfarian says put the lotion in the basket. I'm not sure where you go with that. Everyone seems to be enjoying it, so that's the main thing. That's what we're here for on a Sunday. Wow. Okay, I'll just regain some composure, guys. Thank you for that. Sjolf, where were we? What the hell, man?
It's all love. It's all love, Craven.
Oh, fantastic, mate. Honestly, you always find something to surprise me with, and yeah, never a dull day, mate. Amazing. Yeah, so anyway, Little John here, his segment, he was holding something. You may not have noticed this in the background. Benson, I'm going to come to you, mate, because there's a lot of interesting things going on here with our special guests, and I want to hear about this, which if I hold it up, Apex Bullion, this chip. I'd like to hear you tell us a little bit about this, because us as stackers, we're all here for the same reason, because the love of collecting things shiny, talking about it every week, having a good old chinwag. And when I got this, I really loved the design, and I'd like to know more.
Well, it's a Discord channel or Discord group that I started just so that we could talk about all things precious, all things metal. But basically, it was an idea that it wasn't just me that come up with this. There's other people that were involved behind the scenes, and we all come together, and then we ended up making it. And then obviously I come up with the idea of a tiger and then the apex, because basically it is an apex predator. And then I thought that would be quite a good idea. So I was playing around with it.
Has Benson disconnected?
He's just very good at staying still.
Yeah. You wouldn't win a staring contest with Benson right now. I think we may have momentarily lost him.
What are you looking at, mate?
Was it something I said, Benson? Why the long face?
Oh,
I think he might have disconnected. Unfortunately, I'm sure we'll have him back in soon. Yeah, we'll give him a chance here. Just while we're waiting for Benson, guys. And if there's something you want to add in here, CO4 CPM, feel free. I'm just going to have a look at the chat as well. Yeah, he's momentarily disconnected. We'll let him come back in.
I think like Discord groups and community groups is very good, especially within our niche of collecting, because not everybody's excited about something silver. I can't go to my best mate and be like, wow, look at this crown I've got. He's like, cool, that's an old coin. But, you know, to someone else who understands precious metals, he's back. But yeah, I mean, it's great that people are doing it, like making groups and building communities. It's great.
Yeah, I agree. We've got you back, mate. I thought you were trying to have a staring competition with me, and I'll say I lost because you were frozen.
No, I'm frozen. It just kicked me out. My phone is probably as old as a dinosaur. So anyway, yeah. So as I was saying, so I've come up with a Discord group, and obviously come up with the designs and that. And to tell you the honest truth, when I started the Discord group, I had no idea. I've got no computer ideas. I'm not very good on the computer. It takes me ages to learn anything. So I ended up having quite a lot of my community coming in and building it for me. So I won't take all the credit for this. There's a lot of people in our community that have really helped me. Joker Wilds has helped me. X20's helped me. Gems Bullion has helped me. Milwaukee has helped me as well. They all chipped in and just built it as a community, built it all together. So I might be the person that come up with the idea, but without these people, I don't think it would have been as good as it is now, and the layout wouldn't have been as good. So I want to really thank these people. I want to thank the people in the background as well for the support, like Jumping Into Silver, Diaxis. They really helped me as well. And we've all worked as a community basically to build this together. So it was my idea, but there was other people involved. So I want to really shout out to these people that have helped me, and it has built as a community. So it's got loads of stuff in there. It's also got rooms in there that are basically nothing to do with silver. So it's a bit of everything. So we've got like an out there topics bit as well. We've also got the community ideas as well. So people can ask for ideas, ask for rooms that they might like. So we can make sure we cater for everyone. So it is good basically. Like everyone is equal in there, and everyone just gets along and does what they want to do. So basically, yeah, that's it really. It's just a place for a community to be and everyone to build and have a laugh, have a bit of a giggle, and also get your point across. And everyone has their freedom of speech, shall we say? So that's basically how it was built and stuff like that.
Yeah, I like that. Thank you for explaining. I think one of the biggest parts of this whole journey that we go on is community. And I think it's fantastic that there's so many groups to join. The shared knowledge, the encouragement, the buzz of it. Because, you know, I've said this a lot, and a lot of guests I've spoke to have said this. For me anyway, I don't know about you guys, but I don't speak, I will get to speak about all this stuff, the silver, the gold, with day in, day out with, when I say normal, I just mean people that I speak to every day or like at my job or at the pub. So to have these communities and these options, places to go where you can have some fun, talk about all these things, what your goals are, I think is brilliant. So yeah, I like what you're doing, mate. And is there anything that, you know, for viewers in the future, people looking to join, anything they can expect to see from Apex in the near future, or anything exciting happening in the background that they can expect to see soon?
You'd have to wait and see. I'm not gonna give you too many ideas, or I'm not gonna say too much. It's just there is things going on in the background, but you'll have to wait and see, shall we say?
Yeah, I thought I could try and just get something out of you there, but you're You're keeping it on wraps. I don't blame you, mate. It's very exciting. And we will, before the end, we do have a bit of an exclusive giveaway you sent me a list for, Benson. So thank you for that. We will run that before the end of the stream. So keep an eye out for that. And don't forget, guys, if you put the magic phrase Luigi on the post on my channel from last week's episode of Josh McDonald, then you will also be in the main giveaway that I'll be running as well. So 2 giveaways tonight before the end of the podcast. So I want to move on to the next topic, unless anyone's got anything they want to add.
Sorry, can I just ask Benson something? Yeah. And that is hats off to what you've done, dude. It's really cool. And I like Craven said, the more choices we can have as a community to go to these different places, it's got to be healthy. It's always healthy, and you've done a grand job over there. And just like all the others, you know, it has its space, and it's an open space, and it's a big market. And I'm hoping the more that you get this diversity of people coming up with their ideas and setting up things and different groups and bits and pieces, you're going to attract so many people, so many more people into the space. And I think that's really healthy for a good market, especially in the UK, because it's just tiny. It's so tiny. There's so much room to expand. It's just ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. Well, I just wanted to ask a question. Is the group, another poker chip, is the group, is it private? Is it a private group or is it a public group?
No,
is it by invite?
Public, yeah, you can invite whoever you like. I'm sure you'll probably put a link in the video of this, hopefully, Craven, so people can come over and that. But yeah, like I just want a community where everyone can be free, do what they want, and basically have no idea is a bad idea. That's what I want. No idea is a bad idea, because it's not just about what I want and what certain people want. I think it's about what everyone wants. So if someone comes up with an idea and we all think, yeah, that's great, we'll just put it in. We'll put it in, because I just want the whole community to have their own space, have what they want in there. So there'll be there's no should we say, there's no specific, oh, you're not having that, we're not interested in that. No, everyone has their own space and everyone has their own ideas, and all ideas are welcome.
Yeah, that's really cool, man. And you know, from my point of view, what I'm trying to, because I'm really trying to attract new people in, and this is what I mean by it's really cool to have that diversity. I can send people and just say, look, there's this community, there's that community, go and join this, go and join that. Find out what you like, find out what interests you, and then use that as a learning curve to you know, progress the way you go forward. So the more that's out there, the better. And yeah, it's definitely an advantage to have it. That's for sure. So yeah, thanks for what you've done there. You and the guys over there, you know, I know I'm a part of it as well. Probably don't use it as much as I should, naughty boy. But I'm a part of it, you know, and that's the beauty of it.
Come and go. People are free to come and go and do what they want to do, and then when they want to come and join in, I don't expect people to be in there 24/7. You know, people have lives outside of that. People have jobs and stuff and social lives, but when you feel like you want to go and have a little community time and go in there and see what's going on, then it's perfect, and it's just set out for everyone. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. It's great, dude. It's going to be really interesting watching it grow. I was going to ask similar to what Craven was going to say, like, what have you got in store in the future? I mean, a good question is do you personally have any thoughts on how you would like it, or how you can envisage it could be in the future, or are you just the type of guy that will just go, okay, we've put it together as a group, let's see where that community takes us, and that's exciting. Yeah. Is that the way you do
it? More like see where it goes with the community. As long as the community are happy and I want it to be built through everyone that's in there. I want everyone to have their own ideas, their own everything, and we'll see where it goes. Because when you leave it to the people, that's when it becomes more interesting. So I'd think it would be better like that. I don't want to go, oh, I want it to go this direction or that direction, because I want it to be sort of everyone to be in the community and everyone take it in the directions that they want to take it. So I'll see where it goes from there. And I think it would be better to do that than say it's got to be this or it's got to be that.
Exciting, dude. That's really exciting to do that, because you just don't know, do you?
No,
you have no idea.
Yeah,
absolutely.
You don't know where it's going to go and how it's going to progress and how it's going to build. But this is what I want to see. I want to see the community build it up to what they want. So that's what I want.
Yeah, that's cool, man. It's cool. Sorry, I'll shut up.
No, you always say that. I have to start telling you off for saying that. I was enjoying listening to that. And personally, for me, as your friend, Benson, I've known you since the very start with this. And it's been so much fun, all of our chats that we've had and our own journeys and stuff. And I'm personally really happy for you and love what you're doing. What I was shown before when you were speaking was, of course, this lovely Apex Bullion chip that you sent me. So I appreciate that. And also on the back, you mentioned about the link and stuff. I have got this here. If anyone does want to scan it, you can join Apex Precious Metals. And as well as that, I put a link in the description. Sorry, go on.
That scan on the back of that. See, this is what I mean by community. I made the front, Milwaukee made the back. Milwaukee put the scans on the poker chips and sent the poker chips to me. So everyone gets involved. That's why I like it. It's a massive community thing. See, I made the design on the other side, but I'll give a shout out to Milwaukee because he designed the other side. So everyone has been involved in it in somehow. So it's not just it's everyone gets involved. That's why I like it so much.
I love that. Yeah, and guys, there is a link in the description if you want to join Apex Bullion. One more question I've got, Benson, for you. Once again, we saw at the start of this podcast your creativity and your skill with the Charlie Chapman design for a coin, and I love that. I hope it becomes real. Maybe we can make that happen because I would buy it. But I'd like to know, in terms of the logo for Apex, we have here a tiger, fierce-looking tiger, which is really nice. What's sort of the ideology behind a tiger as the logo? What does that represent, and what's that trying to, I guess, say as a group that people can join?
Caught me out a little bit there.
That's a deep question.
That is a deep question. That's a very deep question.
Or is that still something that you're trying to work out? It's still very open. It's early doors.
Do you know what I have noticed is a lot of people use a lion as an apex predator, and I am a little bit of I could have used a lion because lions are in packs and not packs, but they're in like prides and stuff like that, and that's community working together. But I really like tigers. So I just went through the tiger. They are an apex. Unfortunately, like I say, they are a lone predator. Let's say that. But they are such beautiful animals, and I just really like tigers. So that's my answer to that one.
Yeah. Sorry to catch you off guard. I was just curious, and the point behind it, I love the logo, and maybe it's good you did go for a tiger, because if you went for a lion, you might have old Ciolfo here putting a copyright claim in on you.
Well, Fire's probably put a copy right claim on me already for the poker chip.
Love it. Well, yeah, really good, guys. Like I say, link in the description. And once again, thank you so much for sending me this. Not just this, I haven't got them all by me. You sent me about, I don't know, 15 poker chips. So thank you, mate.
I've got a bag full of spare poker chips now. It's ridiculous.
Honestly.
I sent you the
You've got more ounces in poker chips than I actually have of silver.
I probably have, actually, yeah. I have.
Yeah, no, you definitely deserve some sort of crown for how many poker chips you have created and brought into the world and sent to so many people, mate. So yeah, long may it continue. Hopefully we see some of these coins come into the mix as well, not just poker chips, because I'd definitely buy it. Right, so I do want to move on to the next topic because we have some really good topics to discuss. So I'd like to move on to the next one. So next topic is, and I'm going to be looking at this other screen just so I can read this out because we've got the prompt here for it, because there's a bit of detail to this, guys. So next topic, how long until money is phased out for digital currency, and how will it affect buying silver and gold? And if digital ID is bought in, will it limit who can even buy gold or silver, or will the elites have complete control on that? It's a really interesting topic, a deep one. I can't wait to hear your views, guys. Once again, if you're watching, put your views in the live chat. I love to read them, but I'm going to come to you first again, Benson, because this is your topic, mate. So a lot to go through. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I would like it never to go to digital ID. I would like it never to go to digital currency. I would like to say that cash is king, but the way things are going at the moment, it's not looking good. And I think that's probably another reason as well why I'm trying to change my silver that I have, apart from the cooks, because I don't care if I had to pay tax on them because I love them too much. But I'd rather start collecting Britannias, and I'd rather start in the gold collecting Britannias, which is all like tax free, because if we do get to digital currency, then I'd at least like to take away the tax on that to start with. But I do think that, I mean, I'm not being funny, if it does go to that and then it goes to digital ID, then what is stopping them going, oh, sorry, you've bought too much silver, so we're going to switch your ID off, or we're going to switch your digital currency off. Whereas if you've got cash, then you can always do things on like a side hustle, if you know what I mean. So I feel it could be a massive effect on silver and gold, because, not being funny, you do know that banks don't like people to buy silver and gold, and nor do high up people like people to buy silver or gold. So my feeling on that is, if it does go to that, it might be a bit of a strain on carrying on with the silver and gold. But that's just my point. That's just my point of view. And I'm sure, I hope it doesn't happen, but we have to cover every sort of angle, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, it's a lot that goes into this. I'm going to say one thing, but it's only a short statement because I'm curious to hear what Andy, who's looking very deep in his thoughts right now, and CL4, what you guys are thinking. I can't see CL4. Maybe he's got my mask on. I don't know. But I just want to say one thing, is that we have seen examples there and videos, and people have said about the banks not and the government not really wanting people to buy silver and gold. That is true, and I've seen that. But isn't that exactly what they are doing themselves? So many reports that I have seen and read, not just here in the UK, internationally, across the world, the governments are stockpiling precious metals. Therefore, the statement becomes even more relevant to me, in that don't do what they tell you to do what they are doing themselves. And when the digital side comes into this, I think it's just another way for the government to try and control us. Like you put very nicely, the elite to control. I seen Jamie Frost comment said, it's not going to happen in my lifetime, so I don't really think about it. But who knows? Who knows when it will happen? But let's bring in some views here from CL4 or Andy. Who'd like to go first on this?
I mean, I've been thinking a lot about the digital ID, because there was a lot of people who aren't happy about it. And it was like, yes, it's going through, and it's veterans can get on it first, and we're not forcing it on you. But if you don't have it, you can't work, which means you can't survive. So you have to get it. And then it sort of then just phased out, and I haven't heard much about it since. Maybe it's the algorithm and I just haven't heard it. Maybe after this I'm going to get bombarded with a lot of it. I don't know. I'm just not sure. I think that if the UK went that route, there is a lot of citizens that would take to the streets, and it would be, in my opinion, close to a civil war if it went that way. I think the people are that unhappy. We're just waiting for something to push them across the edge. And I mean, a lot of people like, I'm not going to go too much into conspiracy or anything like that. But I mean, you know, you've got the vaxxers, you've got the the anti-vaxxers, there's just so many different communities, and certain things just keep happening. It's going to be like a domino effect. Like, it's going to be one thing that pushes us over the edge. And I think if a digital ID did come in, I don't want it. I've been looking at leaving the country if I can, because it just, I don't want them to have it. I don't like, I don't even use my fingerprint on my phone. I don't want to load my bank app with my thumbprint and it asks you every single time to sort it out. I do think that the governments are overstepping, and gold and silver, as you said, banks don't like it. I mean, I would have been buying off someone for over 2 years now, and the bank just stopped me using. I couldn't send them any money anymore. So I had to open up a second bank account to transfer from my main account to this second account to then send it to the person who I've been buying from. It's like, well, I haven't been scammed for over 2 years. I know the person by name. I got the company thing. Like, the bank were like, we need to speak to you about these transactions. And I couldn't even be bothered. I don't want to tell them what I'm buying. I mean, it's pretty obvious anyway. But I don't know. I don't like the overstretch of the government at times.
I think many would agree with you on that point for sure. I've seen lots of comments coming in with opinions on this, which I love to see. I think this is a great topic that you brought into this conversation, Benson, because people are really getting involved in the chat. So I'm trying to at least share on screen these comments as they come through. Andy, what have you got for us on this one, mate? I'm curious.
Man, this is just such a massive subject. One that I've spent hours and hours and hours and hours, probably wasted hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours trying to fathom out in my own mind what is going on. And the subject is just massive. There is so much speculation around our own personal fears. I think that's one of the biggest things that I've seen go on through well, probably since 2020. Our own personal fears are coming into, I don't want this, I don't want that, that's not going to happen, this is going to happen, I want this because I invest in this, I want that because I know I'm going to be rich because I invest in this, picking sides, doing this, getting involved with the algorithms that are being fed to you, taking one sides, picking sides. It's just so much confusion and noise that I ended up coming to the conclusion, what can I do about it? What can I do? What can I personally do? And from there, it was just a case of, okay, I can keep going down this, feeding myself all this narrative without being on the board of the what people call the elites, without being in the big higher banking systems, without controlling the money. I don't do any of that. I always used to use a Monopoly board and a chessboard in my early videos, and I always used to set the chessboard on top of the Monopoly board, and I always used to say, and I used to talk to Cobra about this, and to say, all we do is play Monopoly all the time, ourselves, thinking that we can do this, we can do that, and really, we aren't really as involved as what we'd like to be. And all the time there's this game being played out on the Monopoly board that's a game of chess, which appears to be, as always, appeared to be played out over history. And really, I've often said, and I don't mean this in a disrespectful way, us peasants at our level just have to go along with stuff half the time. But I think we've got an opportunity in this day and age to make constructive decisions to maybe try and protect ourselves with the what if this happened, what if that happened, am I going to be in a position to whatever I feel my life's going to be for me and my family, am I going to be a part of a community, am I, what's it going to look like? But you can get, there's so much narrative, it's so distracting, and all it does is bring out fears, and it brings out tribalism. Oh, well, I'm on this side, I'm on that side, that's going to happen, that's going to happen. And I don't think it's very healthy personally. What I think is really healthy is we start to look at ourselves and what we can do and try to protect ourselves in most event occasions that could happen, and I've just gone down so many what they call rabbit holes to try and find out something and always come up with that same conclusion. It's irrelevant what I think. All I can do is put myself into a position to maybe take advantage of a situation, whatever that advantage looks like. I mean, it's great fun going down all the narratives, and this is what I believe in, and that's what I want, and this is how it should be. But if we look back in history, I'm sure most people have wanted that, but they've been governed by something that governs us, and then we happen to live in a UK that's governed by a system, and it seems to be not a local UK thing now, it's a global thing. It's a global thing that's going on. So even when you think, if it does go pear-shaped in the UK, where can I go? Well, it probably won't be anywhere in Europe, because it'll be just as bad, and it probably won't be in most Western, what we call Western civilizations. Globally, I think we're going through a really interesting period that's going to have an outcome. Probably, I like what Jamie said, not in his lifetime, because I always thought that, but I can see the acceleration of things probably happening in my lifetime, and I have no control over it other than what I can personally do within the community that I want to be around, and hopefully find those like-minded people that, doing the same sort of thing. Sorry, that's probably a bit boring, but...
No, it wasn't. And you've got to stop ending every point you make with "I'm sorry," because that was really interesting. And I can see, Andy, I highlighted the comments on screen as you were talking, people agreeing with what you're saying, and the general consensus is, well, what can we do? We're just going to crack on. Where I'd like to push on this, where I'm really interested is, what impact are these impending things, whatever point in the future timeline they come into play, what impact do you guys think it will have on precious metals, silver and gold, and us as stackers? What does that picture look like in the future? Does it mean that what we're doing now by investing in precious metals could blow up in the future? Could they go off the charts because of this as a knock-on effect at some point? We don't know when. Could it go a different way? Could the government do something? Speak to me about that. I think Andy's got something on this.
Yeah, the only thing I can say after that crazy speech of mine is that hopefully that if you're pinning your hopes, I know we talk about precious metals, and believe me, I am mad precious metals guy. But if we are pinning our hopes purely for an outcome, that this does whatever we want it to do, or this does whatever, sorry, there's a bit of gold there. It's only a tiny piece and you probably can't see it, but what we're pinning our hopes on that doing and providing for us however we see our personal futures or whatever. I think that could quite possibly be, not advice, quite possibly be a little bit naive. I think we need to now look outside the box a little bit, protect ourselves in many different ways as possible of what we can and how we can do it, and then we start to possibly cover sort of as many event horizons in the future as possible, not just for me, but for my children and for my grandchildren, and hopefully, been a little bit more forward looking and given them the opportunities if it happens in the future.
Yeah. Who knows, right? I think it's all valid points. It's so much to think about. We don't really know. And all we can focus on is ourselves and what we are doing to put ourselves and our families in the best position that we believe we can, because we believe in what we're doing. There's a thought process behind why we stack, why we invest in precious metals. I think sometimes, because it's an investment, that sort of overpowers the fact that it's also a savings account in a currency that's more dependable, if we look back thousands of years, than potentially what fiat is. And that takes away the whole worry about efficiency and optimizing every purchase when you're just solely looking at whatever I bought it for. Got a currency here I really believe in. Precious metals will withstand, economic chaos, has done for thousands of years. I believe in that. Who knows what the future holds? Do you have anything else to add, guys, to all Benson on this one? Really good talking point, I know, but anything else?
Like, like what can we do? And you were saying, like, do you think our precious metals could be used in those scenarios? I think in the UK, it's completely different. If we were talking about in America, I could see precious metals used as a form of barter and things like that for trades and goods. I don't think it's known, it's not well known in the UK. If I was to show someone an old English coin, they wouldn't be able to say, oh, that's 50% silver, that's worth something. But I think if things were to go the way that we may think, yes, they will probably, gold and silver may be good when things have calmed down and the currency starts rebuilding. But the things that I'm doing to protect my family is I want to just make sure that I'm going to start doing a little bit more prepping. I want to get a bit of reserves with food, just simple things, rice, things like that. So if things did happen, I know that I've got something for my wife and my son, and just know that they're going to be good for a few months. And hopefully if a storm does hit, it's enough to just wait for it to blow over. And then, yes, precious metals, when things go well, they rocket. So yes, that I do see they're going to make us some money. They are a savings account. I don't see them as barter in the UK. If I lived in America, I would. It's just circumstances.
Yeah, well said. Haven't got anything to add on that. Quick hello to Vegas Stacker. Sorry, Benson. Appreciate you joining, Vegas, mate. Good to see you in there. Yeah, Benson, what are your thoughts on it, mate?
I think the same. I think the silver and gold wouldn't really be a great bargaining over here, but if you're in a different country abroad, it would definitely go to a better situation. I think you'd be able to barter and do whatever, but over here, I don't think you would. I think the most scariest thing is basically not really knowing what is going to happen. You might have a rough idea, but at the end of the day, you're not going to know what's happening with fully not understand, because basically you think it might have gone a bit quiet now, but it will rush, and then suddenly, like Amy said, do you know what I mean? You might not see it in your lifetime, but I actually think we will. I think they're pushing it as much as they possibly can, and that is what's scary. Not really knowing what is going to happen in the future. You've got an idea, but you won't know 100%, and that's what I don't like, not knowing, because not knowing is worse than sort of knowing. So it does make me panic a little bit, but like Selfor said, you need to be prepared. So I think that's what you need to do.
Yeah, I think really good points from all of you. I think with all things, we spoke about digital currency, digital ID, all these things, and they're unknowns. The future is an unknown just in general, and all we can do is focus on what we're doing on the regular, the habits we develop, the routines, such as stacking, to try and protect ourselves for whatever comes. But we truly do not know. I guess when these things happen, we'll deal with it then, and there'll be another conversation to have about it, about the best way through it. But, and I've said this a few times, don't forget, everyone that's in this space, stacking silver, gold, precious metals as a whole, or just whatever wherever you fit into that. If you're investing your money, trying to have something there prepared to protect you in the future, massive well done to you. Whatever your views are on these topics, whether you agree, disagree, absolutely fine. That's what we're here for, to debate it. It's all healthy. It's shared knowledge, gives you a chance to look at different perspectives, and it's why I love doing this, especially in this format. But in the grand scheme of things, don't forget, you're one of a very small percentage of people that actually do these things, that are thinking about it in this way, that are looking through this lens whereby you are thinking, oh, actually, what would happen? Am I prepared? Like Andy, Shelford, Benton said, what can I do now? What can I do to prepare myself? If you're asking yourself those questions now, then regardless what does happen, if you act on them, whether it's the perfect solution or not, you'll almost definitely be in a better position than a large, majority of people that aren't thinking about it at all. So with that in mind, I just want to say well done to you. Because with all these uncertainties, sometimes it can be worrying, concerning, but just a big well done that you're thinking about it and looking to do better. That's just something I wanted to personally add in to all you guys. Does anyone have anything else on that before we move on?
I'll just add, and to put onto the end of that, that's why community is going to be even more important.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah.
Short and sweet, but really powerful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if ever lighters become currency, BBA is going to be the richest man in the world.
Yeah. And if poker chips become currency, Benson's going to be a billionaire.
Yeah.
I don't know, guys. That's another really good topic. I want to just point out, guys, I've seen some really good questions coming through in the live chat. I am not ignoring them. We have a designated segment where we'll do a live Q&A and we will answer every single question. Anything you want to know, we'll talk it through live a little bit later on. We've got a few more topics to talk on. We also have 2 giveaways live, don't forget, and we will get to that. So if you're putting questions in and we're not answering them, we're not at that segment yet. So do bear that in mind and save them for later, or think about some really good questions ahead of time to ask us. And as well, 35 of you tuned in live, thank you so much for supporting. If you're enjoying this conversation and you like this format that we're doing with a bigger panel, hit the like button and let us know that you enjoy it, because I will look to make more of these. I'm personally really enjoying this with the special guests that we have on. So guys, right, the third topic, and I'm going to save mine till last because I'm really keen to hear this. And I'm going to come to you, Andy, because this is your topic, mate. So topic is thoughts on stacking mentality and if or how it has changed over the last year or so. Would you like to start us off on that one? I'm interested to hear what you've got to say.
Well, I think I brought that one up, and I think we've talked about that to a degree tonight anyway. The reason why I just thought about that is I've noticed, and probably because of what happened the back end of last year, beginning this year with the price and everything, it's had an effect on, or has it had an effect? It has on me personally. Has it had an effect on how we see what we do with stacking as a rule? But I think generally we've probably touched on that a bit tonight anyway. I mean, I don't know. As has what's happened in the marketplace had a effect on us generally in our mentality of how we go about stacking or not, or is it just a personal thing? I think it always comes down to money at the end of the day, or maybe it doesn't. I don't know.
What I'd say to that, and this goes out to yourself as it's your topic, and of course Benson and Sjolfor, is that question you just said. I'll throw it back to you if you can think. I know you're doing something a little bit different, Andy, and you've got reasons for that with the fractional series getting to 10 ounce, and that's fantastic. But as a whole, has Andy's mentality changed because of the events and the volatility we've seen over the last year or so? Has your approach changed? Have you been more hesitant to buy? Has it put you off? Do you have a different thought process? What do you think for you personally?
Okay, personally, what the change it's made for me is the speed of what happened in the precious metals market. To cut a long story short, I think as stackers, collectors, whatever you want to call yourself, in gold or silver or both, we've always had that expectancy. Oh, we're going to invest in this, and hopefully it goes up. Hopefully, but we've looked at history, and probably for the majority of us that are in this space, it hasn't really. There's been a little bit of volatility over time. But what happened last year, the back end of last year, well, from the build up of the midpoint of last year to sort of October, November, December, all the hype or everything just went crazy. And then obviously in January, February, and now it's sort of just come down a little bit, but the volatility still there. There's a reason for that, obviously. It did make me sit there and think, oh, anything can happen, and anything can happen in this market, investment market, financial market, quite out the ordinary. So what it's done for me is not only look at how I invest from a money point of view and how I'm distributing and building the portfolio, not just for me and my family. My family's one, my son's one, all that stuff. It's made me really sit there and think, oh, right, okay, wasn't expecting that. It was kind of cool to see a little bit of growth, but what really went on there? And is this any type of insight into, oh my God, expect the unexpected, whatever you do, whatever you're invested in, anything can happen. So my mentality's changed to look at, not take things for granted, look a little bit more deeper into what's going on, and try to figure out what I was talking about earlier. Is there going to be major changes? Is the stock market going to do the same thing? Could it go that way or that way at a violent rate for some reason? Our house price is going to do the same, violent up or down, or for that sort of reason. It's opened my mind up to not everything's as clear as what we presume and want it to be. There's sources outside of all of this that can make craziness happen, and I think my mentality's changed as in to think a little bit more openly and expand myself out a little bit more. That's how it's changed, and that is across everything I invest in. Totally. So I apply the same mentality to from precious metals to crypto that I talk about, stock market, stock shares, etc. I just use that as an experience to go, whoa, hold on a minute, don't take anything for granted, anything can happen. Look at why and have I covered the risk? So yeah, my mentality's really changed.
It sounds like it's changed in a good way, though, based on what you've said.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
I think it sounds like you're paying a little bit more attention, not that you weren't already, but you're thinking a little bit deeper, and you're really thinking ahead as best you can and assessing the risk and adding that into why you make the decisions you do when you go to buy the likes of silver and gold. I think it's interesting to hear your thoughts there. There is a lot going on, and sometimes I'm guilty of dipping in and out, to be honest. Sometimes I pay loads of attention to what's going on in the world, and try and work out potentially this is going to affect this. Try and answer everything. And then sometimes I dip back out and think, do you know what? Volatile markets, this is going on, this is going to affect this. And sometimes, honestly, I sit there and think, well, regardless, I still believe in what I'm doing. It's just a good thing. I'll just buy what I can, when I can, and what's affordable. And I just keep it simple because there is a lot. But on this one, guys, Siolfa or Benson, whoever wants to jump in, what really good points that Andy makes. I'm curious to hear from you as well. As your mentality's changed when it comes to stacking, specifically over the last year, 18 months, because of what we've seen and how volatile it's been?
Yeah, mine has, definitely. I've become not as I used to buy quite a lot. Obviously, as a collector as well, not really a stacker. I'm more of a collector. I used to buy a lot of pieces that I like, and I'm like, oh, I really like that. That's not too bad on price. I'll buy that. But now I sit there and I think more of a stacking long term. So I am starting to veer away from collectibles and think I do need a side little stash where if something does hit the fan, I've got something that I can unload and make some money out of. So my whole demeanor has completely changed. And I think it's what's been going on with basically the world and the way the markets have been and stuff like that. I just feel that basically, yeah, I have my mentality has changed, and I have sort of laid back a little bit as well, and I'm more swinging towards buying more stuff that I think is easier to pick up but easier to shift at the same time. So I'm sort of trying to stay away from like the premium bits, apart from like Britannias and the standard things that will fly out the door now. They're the sort of things I'd rather collect because I know I could sell them on quick if things get bad. So that my demeanor has changed. I've gone a bit out of collecting, more into stacking.
Yeah, and I've heard that sort of change from a few people, and I've not been stacking that long, just over a year. I've bought loads of things in that short time, Benson, but I don't know if you've seen some of the more recent videos I've made, or even just when we spoke, I've said openly that I'm looking to move away from stuff that's collectible and just solely focus on value for the metal and just build weight. So effectively be more of a stacker than a collector, which we're all guilty of. So I think I'm aligned with you there. I think maybe that's changed in quite a few of us. So yeah, I can relate to that. But CL4, as someone that I personally have seen at different times what you're stacking, what you're collecting, and what you're doing, that for me, yours has changed quite a lot, because we can see quite a lot of crowns there, 925, maybe 500 ones. So talk us through how your mentality has changed over the recent year, 18 months. I know you've actually been stacking for quite a bit longer than that, and you've started again a few times. So could I, if you don't mind, could I add in here as a bit of an extra for you specifically? Has your whole mindset and mentality changed recently this time, like Andy said? Has it changed from the times where you started stacking again, kind of from scratch? And where are you at now? What would your thoughts be on that looking back as an overall from you? And now you're very much into pre-decimal. Could you talk us through that journey and how you got there, and talk about the past a bit as well?
So mentality-wise, I don't think it's changed too much for me. I mean, prior to getting into precious metals, I was quite used to the crypto market and the ups and downs and these huge percentages that we've seen in silver this year. Like, it doesn't surprise me that they could just shoot up or they could just shoot down. I mean, the crown a week, it's more of a channel thing. Personally, it's someone who I admire in the community in America, which is Thousand Bear Radio. And he was talking about getting an old Morgan dollar each and every week. And then you sort of look at his old content and now, and you're like, just watching that grow, that visualization of it was something that I wanted to put into my channel. So the crowns is more, I mean, some of them, yes, are a lot more than what you know than the silver's valued at. Personally, if I could, I probably would go for more bullion than I am crowns, but I'm trying to keep up something that I told myself that I was going to do, just to try and keep myself disciplined. It was meant to be 1 crown a week. I done it for the whole of 2025, and yes, I got new goals that I want to do. I want to try and fill up these tubes made by Nerds UK with lion themed bullion coins. Yeah, so if you can just see along here, specially made by Nerds UK. How many crowns you got? Self. Oh gosh, Probably over 60 now. So I did
Wow.
slow down. I did slow down when the huge price shot up. I mean, I was very fortunate. There was probably a lot of sellers who didn't up their prices. So what was expensive a few months prior actually became to be an underspot. So yes, I did pick them up, but I don't think I can sell these as quickly as I could sell bullion. I mean, when it was at its highest, I sold, I think it was either 50 or 60 ounces of bullion in like less than 5 minutes. As this is going to take a lot longer for me to sell. But like I said, it's more of a channel thing. I mean, I would like bullion, more bullion as well. But with the prices, I, I, I want to be more than, you know, just a review channel. I don't want to be like, you know, oh, this is what I bought, this is what I bought. You know, it's about the journey. But yeah, I think if it was for me personally, I would go more bullion than crowns. It's a difficult one. I like watching the collection grow.
That's sorry, go on, mate.
I mean, there's been times where I've needed money and I've sold bullion because for me, I can't get rid of these because it was the start of the YouTube journey. I mean, there's been lots of things in the background. I mean, I think I've told you personally, like I have stacked multiple times and had to sell it. I mean, buying Britannias for like an ounce Britannia for like £18, you know, and now, I mean, gosh, you would think it's fake if I said to you, oh, do you want to buy a Britannia off me for 20 quid? You'd be like, no, that's fake. But it's done good for me. I will try and get more bullion. I'll try and, even if I can't do a crown a week, it may just have to be a crown a month, a fractional bit of gold and maybe 1 bullion coin. I don't know. My goals are constantly changing, but all I do know is that there is more than I would be able to save up in my bank account. I do need to get more disciplined. This is something I'm going to speak about in a future video, and it is true. It is a journey. You go on, as what Anu was saying, a 1/10 silver coin, then suddenly it's, how can I get more of this at a better rate? And then it's, oh, well, what about stocks and shares? Or what about this? What about that? I mean, and then you start dwelling into other things. I mean, I'm not as clever as Diaxis, but I find him so interesting when he's talking about stocks and shares. It's something I've always wanted to do. I don't know how to do it. So in the background, I'm learning. You know, so all of this has got me looking into other things. So if it wasn't for gold and silver, one, I would probably have no money. And then it's got me interested in other things. And I'm hopefully going to get better with money. And this is proof of it.
That's a fantastic answer. I loved every part of that and how open you were and explaining it in detail about how it's more than just the silver in front of you, how it's affected other elements and your approach and how it's changed your mindset. Like Andy asked about the mentality towards other things as well, such as stocks. Yeah, shout out to Diaxis. He's not only the world's #1 producer, guys. He is also a whiz at the stocks and the shares, and he knows his stuff. So big shout out to Diaxis as well, who's in the audience as well. I want to quickly just add in, because I didn't want to interrupt the flow. I was loving that answer. Massive thank you and shout out to, once again, it's every week recently, guys. Vegas Stacker, he's done it again. He's gifted a membership, and that went to Joker's Wild, who says thank you very much. So yeah, Vegas, thank you so much, and congratulations, Joker's, on becoming a member of the Crackers Club. So thank you for that. Yeah, back to it, CL4. I love that, and I think you mentioned there about discipline. I think it's something that stacking teaches you, right? You learn to be disciplined. The plan changes. Sometimes you're more bullion, sometimes you like your pre-decimal, like you're doing. The plans change over time, but all these other things that you gain from it are really healthy life skills and directly impact how you approach other things, especially when it comes to money. So I found it really interesting to hear that answer from you.
No, thank you for asking it. It's a lot of things that I've been thinking about for a long time, and it's it's just so much more than just gold and silver. There's so much going on in the background, probably for all of us. Yes, this is what we love, but what else can we do? How can we, how can we be financially free in a sense, not have to worry about things?
Yeah, that's it. It's all about preparing for the unknown in the future. And I will say, I can see Andy here. He's been clapping at the responses. At points, you've looked giddy and excited. Go on, mate. You've got something brewing. What have you got for us?
It's so cool to hear, because it's lovely to hear other people in the community express in their own way what I'm trying to put across, and it gives me so much pleasure to hear it, because at the end of the day, Silver's gone through that beautiful explanation, and it all comes down to what he said. It doesn't matter whether it's an ounce, half ounce, 10 ounce, 20 ounce, kilo, whatever. This piece of silver has took him on an incredible learning journey of being able. Sorry, you can't see it with this stupid camera. It's just that silver did it, and obviously he got into gold. He's got into other things, and it's just how that that journey and where it takes you, and how it makes you more, I like to call it, efficient with your money, and that's a massive thing to explore. And it's just, that's why I was clapping. It's so cool to hear that people are doing that, and it's just all from dipping their toe in the pond. It's so powerful. It's so powerful, and I think that probably that's even more important today, in today's environment, cost of living environment. It's more important to do that. And if he's used silver as that stepping stone to work out and improve something for himself and his family. And I love that, dude. It's just brilliant to hear. Thank you so much for sharing that. That's made my night to a degree.
I second that. Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, I think Benson's just having a quick headphone installation or something. I hope that's okay there, mate. But
Sorry,
yeah,
mate,
lots of positive.
My phone was fine. It had like 10%, and I was like, "Oh no, where's the charger?"
Oh no, mate. Have you got? Is it all right now?
Yeah, so I've got a charger. So I just had to do some. I was just doing some stuff behind the scenes, as you can see, and I was trying to turn a light on because my main light bulb's gone. So I've had to put another lamp on.
Oh, it looks like you're all sorted now, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you, Sil, for I second what Andy said there, and a great topic to bring into the conversation, Andy. So thank you for that, and it's one that we could probably speak about for much longer. But what I am going to do, as there's always another week, there's always another chinwag to be had here, and there's always another Sunday, and you guys are always welcome here on this podcast. You know that. I'm going to move on to the last topic. Got one more topic, guys. You and the guys in the live audience. I'm seeing the questions creep through into the chat. Don't worry, we won't keep you waiting too much longer. We will move to the live Q&A, but this is a big one this evening, and these are in-depth conversations that I love to be involved in. So once again, let me know. The only way I'll know is if you enjoy this format, is if you let me know. So please do. One more topic to go. And this topic, interestingly enough, is my topic that I've brought to the table this evening. And I would like to ask the panel and you in the live chat about this. So, everyone, do you think that gold and silver are undervalued? Or is it that everything else is artificially overvalued? And what sort of triggered this thought and why I wanted to speak about this is a very interesting conversation I actually had maybe within the last week or two with yourself, Andy, and Josh McDonald as well. We were having a really interesting conversation. And part of that conversation was discussing what is the actual real price, like, of an ounce, say, of physical silver. What's that really worth? Because we all go by, and yes, the same for gold as well. It's both here. But we all go by what we see, what we know as the the spot price. How much is 1 troy ounce of this metal worth? And that is affected by so many things. It's a live market. So I guess I'm trying to get behind that. I think, right, that's what we see it as being worth. Silver and gold, 1 troy ounce as a spot price. But let's go deeper. How much does it cost mining companies and so to get an ounce of silver out the ground? And then what sort of costs are then from that silver to go to the mints and the production costs and potentially, you know, anything that along with that packaging to get it to where it's sold to us as retail customers? And what's the bit in between? What is silver and gold actually worth? Are the markets manipulated? There's so many ways you guys could go with this, but we're always talking about the fact that we believe, specifically mentioned with silver, that it's undervalued. That's why we look to invest in it. We believe it should be worth more. But is it also the case when you factor in inflation and what's going on in the world, you can't even go and buy a pack of butter without getting a £20 note out anymore? Is it the fact that everything else is artificially overvalued? I want to hear your thoughts on that, especially you guys in the chat. Drop some comments. I'll keep an eye on it. But I want you guys on the panel, because I've thought about this a lot. But whoever wants to go first, I'm really curious to hear your views on it.
I don't want to interrupt anyone. Do you want me to start?
Yeah, go on.
Yeah. So I'm going to, you know, throw a bit of fire in. I think currently it is overvalued. I think that we're probably going to see these prices, these higher prices, for probably 18 months or so. But I think because of the price of everything else, of course it's had to go up. But I don't think it's, you know, 60, 70, 80 pounds. I just don't see it at that point yet. If so, I know we're not getting as much. We're not mining as much as what we need, or we're in a deficit for like 6 years or so. But the price, I believe, from getting it, you know, to the ground into the vault works out to about £18 or something like that per ounce. I mean, those figures could be wrong from what I've seen. So I don't know. I think we could come down probably to not what it was, and then have a slow uprising again. But I think there's just things going on in the background that we might not fully understand that has pushed these prices up. Because, you know, a war's happening, that's good for metals, and then suddenly the market opens, oh, it's £10 cheaper today. You know, like, it just, nothing seems to make sense. So I just need to see things stable out. So I think currently it's overpriced.
Interesting. I think there could potentially be a lot of different views on this, which is why I'm interested and why I've asked it. So you think that currently it's overpriced, and I will back what you've said. When I've tried to look into this, and we did when I spoke with Andy and Josh, I think it wasn't too far off what you were saying there, somewhere between 10 and up to £20, or even in dollars, to get, say, an ounce of silver up the ground. That's what it costs. It's obviously more to that where it goes from there before we see it in bullion form with a pretty design and we buy it over here in the UK, throw tax into the mix, and yeah, we can all sulk about that. But there's a difference somewhere that I think potentially is it undervalued? Is it overvalued? There's an argument for both. Benson,
that's why I thought I would throw in that option. Because of course I see it being more. Long term. But I think in this current situation, we're not at a point where refineries are saying, give us whatever you have. Doesn't matter if it's 10% silver, we need the silver. Because that's when you know, oh, bugger, it's, you know, things are going to start happening now. But when they're like, no, we've got too much, you know, and they're not talking about the millions and millions of bars that they've still got, and lots in landfill and things. If it was really that bad, they would be searching for it. And they refuse, you know, they're going to pay you on the spot. Oh, it costs too much, you know, to refine it. When beggars can't be choosers. You know, if you need it, solar panels, electric vehicles, whatever it's used for, they're going to want to pay for it. And at the moment, they're not willing to. So for me, that shows that it's probably not in as much of a short supply as we believe.
This makes you
Hopefully
think
no one
so much.
unsubscribes to my channel with that.
Yeah. Wow. You're really making me think, CL4. And this is what I love. Because I honestly struggle to, I think there is an argument for both, but I think what you just said is very, very valid. I want to point out a comment that was picked up in the live chat from Trevor, who says, wait, like you pay tax in the UK on bullion? Yes, we do. I'm guessing you're across the pond or international. We do. On new silver bullion UK, there is tax on there, along with the premiums. Don't quite get it as cost efficient as maybe you do in the likes of the US, unfortunately, but we're all in the same boat. But there are other options. You don't have to buy new silver bullion. There are other options out there. If you look at what's on CL4's table there's plenty of other options. 925 potentially is a good way to go. But back to the point, really well spoken, CL4. And before I say any more, I do want to bring in Benson, who I don't think you've mentioned your thoughts on this, just mate. What's your thoughts? Is it overvalued, undervalued?
I think it's overvalued, to be quite honest with you. I think it's overvalued. I think gold's overvalued. I think silver's overvalued. I mean, I don't think I'm just saying that because I'd like to see it cheaper so that I could buy more. But I do think it is sort of, I think it's overvalued. And I completely agree with what Selfor said. Completely agree. I think that if they were really struggling to mine it and struggling for that, then they wouldn't be pumping out this amount of silver coins and silver bars and stuff like that as quick as they are. I mean, I'm not being funny. There's a new one coming out from Royal Mint every bloody week. So if it was really that bad, then I'm not being funny. They wouldn't be pumping it out that quick. So I do think it is overvalued. So yeah, I'm going to go with Selfor. I think he's right.
Okay, and I'm fully with this side. I have no disagreement to it. But my point would be, even if it is overvalued, like you're saying, if that was the case, does that affect us? And even if we knew that, would we still be investing in it? Because once again, we talk about what it's really worth and what the true costs are, but we don't work off that. We work off day in, day out. We all check it regularly enough. If you're in the stacking space, we work off the spot price. So regardless what it's technically, if there was an exact figure, what it's really worth behind that, because as we know, the market is I say manipulated, but it's impacted by a number of different factors. It's not always the true value. It's the market value. It's the spot price. Do we still stack it regardless, even if if we believe it's overvalued? Because people are willing to pay that for it. People believe in the metal, and you can also sell it for that. And dealers will pay you for it, or you could sell it secondary. It still works. The exchanges are still happening. So if it is overvalued, I guess I'm asking, does it put you off at all?
No, because if it does hit that point of where they are run out, when it does run out, or if it does run out of the mining and they can't and they're struggling to get it, then the silver that you do have is suddenly going to fly up in price. So I think, yeah, we are overpaying for it, but in the long term, will it be good if they do run out of it? I mean, it wouldn't be great if they run out of it because we'd stop getting coins and stuff. But for the silver that we do have, I think suddenly that could really, really go up in price. And if you have got enough silver, you've got enough gold, mainly silver though, then you could potentially make a massive profit. So it's good in both sort of ways. I do think we overpay for it, but in the long run, could it benefit us? It could well benefit us. So it's always handy to have that option. So I do think that we should keep stacking it, but I just wish it would come down in price a little bit at the moment.
Yeah, I would love to see it come down a little bit in price in some ways. As a buyer going, looking to build to my stack, I've got my goals. I'm not there yet. So I do want to add weight. If I can get it cheaper, great. regardless what its true value is. And who knows what the future holds. I like all the points you've mentioned, but there's one man here who's who hasn't spoke on this yet, and we're going to bring him in, and that would be as he takes a large toke on his vape. Someone put in the comments before, by the way, a comment to me saying stop vaping and buy more metals. You're absolutely right, by the way. Terrible habit, but yeah, I did notice that. But yeah, Andy, what are your thoughts, mate? Is it overvalued? Is it undervalued? You know, is everything else around it just artificially, you know, overvalued? What are your general thoughts on that topic?
It's an extremely hard one to answer, but I'm going to bang this one back at you before I try to even attempt to answer it. And that, and the guys really is the concept of the word value. Where are you coming from? What are you basing that on? What are you basing value on here when you ask that question?
Well, for me, when I ask the question,
yeah,
I'm basing the value on in comparison to what you can get for it. You know, we talk about preserving our purchasing. Yeah, yeah. If that's without explaining it, straightforward answer. I'm basing it on fiat, just with the background of, as I mentioned, we all work. Sorry, there's a fly that keeps going in front of me. We all work off the spot price, right? That's the number we look at when we think how much is it worth. But behind that, is that the real cost? Is that the real value? And compare that to, fiat, which we all work off as the starting point. Does that answer your question?
Not really. Because
this is where Andy goes into marking schemes.
Yeah, but because when people say, like, I think it's undervalued, then I often sit there. I'm not saying that's right, wrong, or whatever, but this is the process that's you probably saw me really thinking hard about it, because I'm trying to compute in my own mind what is the concept of value, how do people see value, and what do they see that value as, you know, to answer the question in my own mind. You know, because there's so many different things. Is the value of silver based on its worth to society? And what does that look like? Or is the value of silver worth just the spot price, which is depicted as I'm not educated enough on it, depicted as a global set amount that the markets think it should be at?
Yeah, I think a good indicator for this maybe helps answer the question is, and I've seen it in the comments as well, is what people are willing to pay for it. You know, regardless of its price, with the fiat price, the cost in pounds or dollars. We're not measuring that because we value, regardless of the price of the metal, we value that more than having any amount lower or higher of fiat. And this is why I said before, regardless if it was overvalued or undervalued, we're still seeing, you know, the exchanges happen at higher rates, lower rates. People are actively wanting this metal over fiat, you know, because they value it long term over currency. So I guess price becomes irrelevant in that instance. You just want to get the metal because you trust it more. You value it more.
Yeah, it's such an individual answer though, isn't it? Because, you know, for me, I could turn around, like, you know, like the guy said, it's overvalued just on the pure reason that I want more of it. And I've only got a set amount of money that I can push towards it. So, yeah, it's overvalued. But in true reality, is it? Because a manufacturer may look at that value so differently because they're using it for something else to produce something that they manufacture. And so they might look at it and go, well, the true value of silver is okay, or it's overvalued or undervalued. It's going to have a totally different concept to what I want from the metal, which is why I asked that question. It's such a difficult one to answer. And I suppose personally from that, all I can say is, one, I'm so bloody glad I've got a stack of it. So, yeah, I can still afford to buy some. That suits what I do. I can only go with the narrative of what I can purchase it for from wherever. And if I see value in doing that because it's got an end goal for what I'm trying to achieve, then it's going to be of value. I know that's boring. I know that's really boring, but I can't put it any other way. I mean, I can go down the concept of, yeah, it's too bloody expensive, but to someone else it's not, or for whatever they're doing, or whatever banks are doing with it, or 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 whatever. But if it's something that I'm willing to invest in, collect, or whatever I'm doing with it, and I see it as, okay, yeah, I can do that. I can allocate an amount of money to it. I should be seeing value in that allocation by doing that risk assessment on it. If I don't see that as being value, then yeah, I could give it a label and say it's overvalued, but that's just to my narrative. But to someone else, it might not be.
Exactly. And look, this is the reason why I brought this in as a topic, because it's very individual. It's very circumstantial. There's no right or wrong answer, guys. This is a discussion. I know everyone will have their thoughts, and I love the comments coming through. I like to get everyone's different perspective. That's what this is all about. And I did see a comment, which is exactly what I said, and why I asked the question is that spot price is not necessarily the real price of silver. It's almost definitely not. It's the price that we go off, though, as stackers in determining what the cost is, basically. But it's not necessarily what that metal is valued at to any individual buying it. So really interesting, and we could go into it so deep. But it's always great to hear everyone's thoughts. And I thought personally that was a good topic to bring in, because I was really interested in hearing where you're at. And I think you all made individually great points, very, very valid, and lots of comments coming through with people's opinions as well, which I agree with. There's nothing I disagree with, whichever way you look at it. So I appreciate everyone for sharing what they thought on that. So that is the end of the topics, guys, and this means I've got a few things to move on to. So whether this is a good or a bad thing, this is the interrogation section. This is the live Q&A. And if anyone's been waiting patiently with a burning question that maybe they've asked and hasn't been read out, now is the time. Put your questions in the live chat. This is the live Q&A section. You can ask anything you want to myself, or of course, more importantly, the special guests, and we'll shout them out. We'll go through them. So yeah, let's see what you've got, guys, and we'll go from there. And don't forget, we do have, before the end of the live podcast today, we have 2 giveaways to run. We will be doing those on Little John's Wheel of Wonder, so keep an eye out for those. If you managed to get your name on the correct post, you are in. If you didn't, you are not. If you're a channel member, you're automatically in. And the other giveaway is one that Benson sent me a list for privately, so you will know if you're in that one or not. So I'm trying to see if there's a question that I've missed here before starting, because lots came through. Not sure. Did you think? Not sure if that's
Craven, you were talking about BB earlier. Drop sending you some music. I hope he's not sending you diss tracks against a certain friend of mine.
Well, I can neither confirm nor deny, mate. You will have to wait and see. But BB Wellness Bounty is very talented. That is all I'll say. But we have the first question, and it is from Nerd UK, and it's for Benson, who says, Benson, are you sick of waiting for me? Don't worry, I'm back up and running again now. Sorry, pal. Not sure what that's actually about. Is it an order?
Yeah, it's an order. No, it's cool. I know he ain't been well and that, so it's fine. It's fine. I get that. I get that. No, it's cool, yeah. Nerd. It's cool. Don't worry. Don't worry. Take care of yourself first. Take care of your health.
Yeah, exactly. And Nerd, hope you're doing good, mate. I know you've not been so well recently, so I hope you are feeling better. That health is more important than any of this. So I second what Benson said, and we can see there on Sealful screen the latest edition of Nerds Creations, the Nerd Backs. Yeah, they're really, really cool. So if you haven't, check them out. Maybe treat yourself to some. The questions are flying through now, guys. We love to see this. So let's fire through them. We have Hybridy Universe, who says, evening, guys. What are your thoughts on buying right now with the bull run at the Mo? Any takers?
I think I'm holding back ever so slightly. So if I could buy two, I'd probably get one and have a little bit spare for some fractional gold, more so with the silver market, I'm saying. But yeah, I'm not going as heavy as I would like, just because I'm thinking that I'm waiting for it to be a bit more stable. If it stays like it for 2-3 months and it's very gradual, then I'll think about putting a little bit more into it. But yeah, slow and steady at the moment, not going in guns blaring.
Yeah,
So that's my take on the market currently.
I think that's very honest and fair response. What about yourself, Benson?
Yeah, same pretty much. I'm just waiting to see where it lies and where it stables. I'd rather concentrate more on getting more gold at the moment than silver.
Yeah, I know we spoke about that, and I'm in a similar position. I guess my thoughts on buying right now, I've reduced my actual budget monthly, but by choice. So it changes monthly, but I'm buying what I can within that, and looking at potentially fractional gold as my entry point into gold this year as it goes, and silver. I'm just trying to get the best value I can. So I guess it has affected me a little bit in how I approach it, but I've also changed my own budget by choice, but always staying steady. Andy, what's your thoughts on that?
Pretty similar to the guys, really. Everyone, well, people that follow me know what I'm doing with the fractional pieces. So I'm still stacking in a way. But personally, yeah, man, I've really had to take a back seat and really look at the bigger picture, what I've been talking about a little bit today. I don't just invest in precious metals. I invest in quite a broad investment thesis. And precious metals, I'm so privileged. One thing I will say, I am very privileged to have gold and silver, and that has made a massive difference to my outlook on whether I need to carry on stacking at the same output as what I was. I don't have to, so that sounds very arrogant, but I'm just really honest. I'm very privileged to be in that position. But if I was out new now, then I would definitely not be doing what I was very privileged to be able to do. So yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, we don't talk about it enough, and we do bring it up. Is at the moment we've got a massive cost of living crisis going on. I believe things just aren't the same as what they were a year ago. For God's sake, man. And we need to bloody look after ourselves and just be a little bit patient and let things happen, and be very, very careful over what we're doing and how we're doing it, and look after yourselves and protect what you've got the best way you can. And don't panic. The worst thing you can do is panic.
Yeah, that's it. A lot of money can be lost when you react on your emotions in this space.
Don't get desperate, because tomorrow is important, and if you can't be there tomorrow, then what you do today is a waste of time.
Yeah, we talk, and sometimes in a joking way, we talk about FOMO, fear of missing out. We talk about panic and all these things, but they are real things. And this ties in with exactly what Seolfo was saying earlier about, through his journey, one thing he's really learned is discipline. And regardless what's going on, the volatility we see, experience, the changes in price. Yeah, I love that, Seolfo, FOMO. Yeah, just staying consistent and disciplined, sticking to whatever your strategy is, whatever your goals are individually to you guys, that's all that matters. And good luck to everyone in these, like Andy said, difficult times. I'm going to move on with the questions because obviously with 4 of us, we've got more views. I might not add into all of them. I want to get through a few, so we'll see how we get on. Shiny Silver, question for all of you. Is there any silver or gold piece that you regret buying and why? Any takers?
I don't regret any.
No. So,
No and no?
I don't. No, I've traded some for other designs that I've wanted, and I've traded them, but I've never regret what I've bought. I've just traded for another piece that I've wanted that I've not as wanted as much as the other ones, if that makes any sense. Like, I buy everything that I like because I like it, but if I don't want it anymore, I won't say it's because I don't like it. It's because I want to trade it for something better.
Yeah, that's fair. I will quickly add in on this. I think the word regret is a very strong word. I thought I've regretted things. In reality, I probably haven't regretted buying them because I wanted them at the time. It just happens that as you go through your journey, your mindset changes and you think, actually, I'm not sure why I bought that. I want something else now because I don't believe in it, or I prefer to use that money, like you said, trade for something else that makes more sense to me. So yeah, probably not regret, but my mindset's changed. What about you, Andy?
No regrets whatsoever. And if there are any regrets, I'm pleased I made them because I learned from them very quickly. Yeah,
no arguments with that, mate. This is an interesting question from Hybrid Universe, who says, I'm getting ready to buy my first. What should I go for? I'm going to assume that's like first piece, first silver or precious metals. There isn't much context, but getting ready to buy your first piece. Anyone want anyone have an answer for that? It's very individual.
It's easy for us to all say buy this, buy that, but at the end of the day, it's your first piece. It's what you want. So I'd say it's whatever sticks out the most for you. We can all say get a Britannia, get a Sovereign, get this, but at the end of the day, you're the one that's deciding what you want for your first piece. And to tell you the truth, it should be something special because it will be your first piece. So I would say it's all right us saying something, but it's better for you to pick really what you want and what stands out the most for you.
Yeah, I couldn't change a word of that. That sums it up brilliantly.
That would have gone nicely with some of that music that you played with Diaxis. It's such a difficult question. I mean, Benson, that is really good. I'm just thinking, it really depends where this person is stacking from, because that is just completely change the answer if you are in the UK, if you're in America. I mean, yes, get what you like, but I think I can't really beat what Benson said. I think, just get what feels right for you. That first piece, I mean, I gave my very, very first piece to one of my best mates. And for me, just knowing that I got that and gave it to him, it means more than me having it myself. I don't know. That's just me. But
no, that makes sense.
Yeah, just because I'm very sentimental. If I get something or given something, or I give something to someone, it's got a lot of a deeper feelings for me. You know, I get very attached to people and friendships and things like that. And sorry, that's a bit too deep. Yeah, just buy what you like, man.
It's definitely not, mate. And I'll quickly add in here, that's a big part of my journey in whatever way. It seems daft, but I absolutely love this. And the whole Little John thing, yes, I like the coin, but this was a gift from yours truly, Hordian, and I absolutely love it, mate. So I'm kind of sentimental as well, very similar to you. So yeah, I love what you just said, and I think it shows that you're that kind of person, especially with all the treasure hunts and stuff that you're doing and putting out all this good into the world. There he is, the arch nemesis. There we go.
Go back into your box, Little John.
Brilliant. Right. I'm gonna go through some more here. Might be easier if we do quick fire. I might not do a full whip round on some of them unless we all want to make points. But next one, Stuart Griffiths says, What do you think to the YouTubers who say gold over 10,000 and silver £300 to £500? I think they're doing it for likes and making people believe a hype that's not there. My short answer would be no one knows what the future holds. So until you see it, yeah, well, you know,
research.
Yeah, I mean, it is clickbait. It could do that, and it might well do that. But by saying that, you're potentially harming a lot of people. It's better to say, I think this could hit 200 or 300, but be realistic. It is a lot of clickbait. It really could go up to that. But I think trying to fear people, everyone wants to get rich quick, and people are going to get in so much debt buying as much as they can, and then it's all going to drop, and then they're going to sell at a loss. So I think what some people do, it really affects the average person that just takes everything at face value. You say something, I'm going to believe it.
Yeah, I think that as well. It's harmful. I think it's harmful.
Yeah. And this is why I said at the start that the best way to learn, in my opinion, to take it what you will, my opinion, is doing it yourself, making your own mistakes, making your own judgments. You know, it's you can't get everything perfect, but if you look back, especially in stacking, at what you've done, what you've bought, and reflect as you do it for longer, how could I do this better? How could I maximize value? What am I really investing in? Understanding the topic more. The best way you can learn is, as you guys mentioned, your own research and learning from what you've done previously and thinking, how could I improve that, rather than what somebody's just telling you to do. It's a dangerous game. It can put you in kind of like a sheep mentality. Try not to rely on someone else telling you, and just make your own judgment so you feel good about it and you know why you're doing it. That's what I would say.
What do I know, Grandad?
What do you know, Grandad? I want to know what you think, though.
What do I know, Grandad?
What do you know, Grandad?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have anything on that point at all,
Dude,
Andy,
no, all I can say is welcome to YouTube, welcome to social media. It's a minefield. It's all part of the education route. The algorithm will feed you what you're clicking on, and then it's down to you to make those decisions, whether you believe in what you're being fed or not. It's an educational process, and you need to take that seriously if you're going to get involved with parting with your precious fiat currency in whatever you're doing.
There we go, guys. Question from Jack Stacks for Benson. Have you stopped collecting 50p's now?
No, I still do. I'm very picky at the moment knowing what I am buying, because I don't think all the designs that are coming out are the greatest. But I have picked up a few that I quite like. I like the St. George and Dragon new gold plated 50p. I picked that one up. That's very nice. And I think it's 75 years or 70 years of Dennis the Menace. I picked that one up. And there's a few others I've picked up, but they are quite childish from Norman at the moment. I've kind of laid off a little bit.
Yeah, there's not many that you don't have. You have a very impressive collection, guys. And if you haven't seen, definitely head over to Benson's Is it Benson's Collection? Benson's Collectibles? The official channel name? I've lost track, with all due respect. I've always known it as Benson's Coins, Benson's Collectibles, Benson's Collection. But either way, guys, what I'm trying to say is, if you like your 50p's and your collectible pieces, definitely head over to Benson's channel. Check him out and show some love, because he has a very impressive, specifically on that question, 50p collection. And you're the reason why I own one collectible rare 50p. That was because of you. So thank you very much, mate. But it's not my area of expertise, but I do love that one. So yeah, let's have a look. Here we have a question from Jamie Frost. Hypothetically, if I died, how would my daughter benefit from my stocks and shares? Ooh. Who wants to take that? Go on, Andy.
I wouldn't know. It's something I would love to learn, but I've been thinking the same, and yeah, I have no idea, so I'll just put my hands up.
I don't know much. In fact,
I have no idea. I can't. I don't know. I don't know what the setup. I've got no idea. I take it Jamie's saying that because you know, with precious metals, you're holding it, you've got it in your hand. So if you get passed away, then you know, that can be passed on very easily. I think probably that's the avenue from where Jamie's coming from, really. Hypothetically, you know, I'm in the same position, but I've done I've put lots of systems in place to that not being a barrier. So it's down to, you know, if you want to, you can do it, and it's just a case of doing it. You know, if you need to do it, sort it out, find out how you do it. Is that risky? Is it not risky? But yeah,
Would you speak to an actual like finance advisor for those sort of scenarios? Is it worth speaking, like paying someone to get those answers that is abiding by the law of the UK? Obviously, it's different for Jamie being abroad.
100%.
Is that something that we should like pay for and like generally know? Because we don't get taught any of this. It's all self-taught.
Yeah, this is one of the interesting things that I've learned in my older years. That you know, I've always thought that, you know, and to be fair, I've lived it, and I'm in a profession myself where people pay me to do things that they trust that I would do. But the one thing I have learned is if you leave everything to everybody to do for you, then you lose that possibility of sovereignty yourself. And it isn't until you start to look into stuff, and you've got to want to do it, and you've got to not just go, oh God, oh, I spent an hour trying to look into that. Oh shit, that's it's too hard. It's too hard, which I get. That's fine. That's what people do. But all I can say is, if you really want to learn, then we have a massive library that's free of charge. We're using it now, that you can learn, and you can get good advice when you need advice, when you've got things going through your head that you need to clarification on. There's outlets for that. So yeah, it's all down to us what we want, whether we want to just sit there and go, I'm just owed everything, or you just, you know, you take it on board and you try to do the best you can. And that comes down to that self-discipline more than anything else. Easier said than done. You've got to apply yourself, but yeah, if not, go to get advice. There's plenty of people out there that want to take your money for it. So
there you go. Yeah, I've got nothing to add on that personally. Yeah, it's things to think about though, for sure, in the future. Next question, nice easy one. Are British hallmark silver bars capital gains tax free? No, they're not. Yeah, Britannia's are. When you go and you're looking online, if you're going for a dealer, there's normally an option where you can select CGT free only. But yeah, Britannia's all the way on that one. But no, the bars, no, they're not capital gains tax free. Question here: if one of you wants to take this, because it's great having the chats. I've just seen I'm about 15 minutes behind on some of the questions. We've got an overload, so if one person wants to take this one, be my guest. It's from Alfarius, who says, seeing a lot on YouTube about silver no longer being a monetary metal due to industrial demand. Do you think this is the case? History shows it's more monetary than gold was. Who wants to go for that one?
You could have a whole podcast just on that question, really.
So, for the next 2 hours, guys.
It is very, very deep. And to say that it shows more monetary than gold was, I mean, gold was probably how it is now. It's for not so much the elite, but it's, you know, it's not easy to get, you know, the average Joe. But yeah, I see it as a monetary metal, but it's also got more industrial demand now. But yeah, I mean, that one needs a lot of research and questioning and reflection on. So sorry, I can't help too much.
Yeah, it's a really good question. it's just not going to get a full deserving answer right now. But yeah, there's plenty of time to have we could make a whole video on that, to be honest with you. It's a really good question, but certainly on the side of industrial demand, silver it's growing. It's becoming more popular for reasons that we spoke about previously. So yeah, interesting question, but sorry we can't do that justice probably right now. Right, so Nemo says, question for Benson. Have you made any impulse buys recently? I'd like to know the answer to that, actually. Are you thinking,
No.
oh, I don't want the missus to hear me?
Do you know what it is? Do you know what it is? It's I've stopped drinking. So I've been teetotal for about 2 months now. So the whiskey doesn't take over the drunk eBay buys anymore. So to tell you the truth, I haven't, because I've stopped drinking. I know that's a really sad answer, but yeah, I used to get very, very drunk, and then I used to buy. To tell you the truth, there's actually a massive painting in this bedroom right now that I don't even remember buying when I was drunk. And it turned up at the door, and I literally thought, what the hell is this? And then my missus said to me, you bought that when you were drunk. And I said, no, I didn't. And I checked my eBay history, and I did buy it. So I'm not doing that anymore.
Well done,
Yeah.
Benson. I mean, that's something to be proud of. It's not silly, the fact that you've been able to at least pull it back and not do the impulsive buys, which we all have done in our time. My hat goes off to you. I mean, well done. Don't ever feel embarrassed for doing something as amazing as that.
No, sweet.
I like that.
Nah,
yeah, well said. Well said to you all four. And we are all at times guilty of an impulse buy. We've all done it, and it's okay. But it's interesting to hear, and it's a good question. Who wants to take this one from Darth Precious Metals? Thanks for the question, mate. Who said this? For the next 4 years, it's an interesting time frame, SP 500 or gold, and why? Oh, who wants to take that? That's a tin of worms.
I answered the last one.
Is Silver want to take it, or are you
No,
pointing at Andy?
Yeah, this reminds me of the Brady Bunch. Does anyone know? Can anyone remember the Brady Bunch?
No.
Before my time, sorry.
Okay.
We're all just pointing at Andy.
Yeah, that's a great question from Darth. I know Darth really well.
Yeah.
I'm going to answer it in I forget the why because we haven't got the time. Personally, for the next 4 years, S&P 500 or gold, Bitcoin, dude. Bitcoin.
Oh.
Now that was a curveball I didn't expect.
It's like, you know what? We've got option A and B. I'm going to throw in option C because I can, and I'm not going to say why because we haven't got time. Thanks for coming.
he will be sitting there laughing his head off.
Yeah.
He'll know.
Well, that's the question answered, Darth. That's all you're getting this evening, mate. So thank you.
It's a very deep loaded question, really. So
yeah, let's get a few more in, guys, and then because I've got the wheels to do, so we'll get a few more questions, and then we'll move to the wheels. So Jack Stacks, question for Andy: will you stack more than 10 ounces of fractional silver, seeing as you're enjoying it so much?
That's a really great question because I was thinking about this quite deeply yesterday whilst I was at work, and there is follow this space because I've thought of something really maybe cool to if I can get to this journey, because it's almost like a 40-week journey at what I'm doing personally. But yeah, I've got some really cool ideas to try and follow on from what I'm trying to achieve. But the greatest thing about it is I don't know what this is going to bring up, this little journey of mine, albeit it's 40 weeks. I don't know how it's going to develop. Getting back to what we were saying with Benson and the Discord thing. I'm really excited to see how it develops and what comes out of it, and if I change or if anything makes me change, if there's anything outside of can make that change. But I've definitely got some really cool ideas to continue the journey going forward. That's for sure.
I look forward to seeing it, mate. I've really been enjoying the series that you're doing, and I'm excited to see what comes. I think it's giving me a reminder of a lot of excitement that I felt when I first got into stacking, and that's healthy to have. And I've got that back. It's very nostalgic, and I appreciate what you're doing. And I encourage anyone that hasn't already, once again, check out Andy, CPM, Creative Precious Metals. Check out his channel. There is a link in the description for all the special guests this evening. If you're not subscribed, go check them out. Some really good content to watch and follow. So yeah, what question did I have here? Where was it? It's not a question. I just want to read this because it just made me smile, honestly. Dominatravon said, pro tip, when you feel down, bring out your stack and build little castles with the coins. Thank you for sharing that. It just simply made me smile. And I think if anyone is ever feeling down and you are a stacker, it's always good to have a look at your stack because it reminds you of the good thing that you're doing, the progress you've made, and what you're working towards. And that always, for me anyway, makes me feel better. So that's a brilliant comment, and I love that. Thank you. We'll move on. Diaxis says, question for Benson. When we swap over to digital currency, are you going to start collecting the 50p NFTs? Diaxis, that's a good one.
I just knew it. I just thought to myself, the questions have been all right. I haven't heard from him yet. And then he throws that one in there. Oh, Diaxis.
Well, I'm going to have to press a button here for Diaxis. You ready? This one's for Diaxis. Let's go. So good.
I don't know how to answer that one.
Wow. Benson, you're good at making coins. Why don't you make them into NFTs and sell them yourself?
I'm going to go with that. That's a great idea. Thanks.
I think you would collect them.
I only want 5%. It's fine.
You can have a very small percentage.
You could put all of your poker chips on the blockchain.
Yeah. Yes, I could do that. Actually,
I think you would buy the 50p NFTs and you would change your YouTube channel name to Benson's NFTs.
Well, I've changed it enough times as it is, so I reckon that probably could be it. That could be it.
It's changed at least 3 times since I've known you.
I get an idea and I do it. That's my problem. I change a lot of stuff.
Nothing wrong with that. It keeps it fresh.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Diaxis. That one made me laugh. That one got a round of applause. So thank you, mate. This is more of a comment than a question. And guys, if you put comments in, it doesn't have to be a question. If I see it and it resonates for me, I'll put it on the screen. Ewan Roberts just simply said, it is better to hold your own wealth than to let someone else hold it for you. I think that's a good comment. I really do. Very wise words. Sorry, I missed that, Benson.
Yeah, I think that's a great comment.
Yeah.
Self-sovereignty is always going to be the way forward, as much as you can.
Yeah, and this is another one that I just want to read because I completely agree that finance isn't really taught at school. It doesn't get taught. It's not something I ever got, they don't prepare you for the real world as much as what we'd like them to. And that's a really good point. And yeah, who knows? Will that change? Probably not.
Probably not.
Probably not. But understanding money and everything that goes along with it would be really beneficial for youngsters to learn at a young age. If they could bring that in some form, I think that'd be really good. I really, really do. Let's have a look. What have we got? I've not read this yet. Let's have a look. Question. Not a question, just shameless self-promotion. It's just been confirmed that the first run of Nerdbacks will have a 1 in 2 chance of a 1 of 1 copper Nerdback produced by Valui. Thank you, Lol. No way. That's amazing.
That's great. I love Louis. Louis.
Yeah, the Louis is incredible at what he does. And I say every week, I love Nerds creations. These nerd backs are amazing, guys. I don't mind a shameless self-promotion, Nerd, not at all, because they are brilliant. Wow. Just so you know, guys, I didn't get a 1 in 2 chance of it. I didn't get a copper piece in mine, but I've got 2 more nerd backpacks on the way. And if you're new here and you're thinking of sticking around for next week and after that, I am going to chuck one in a giveaway for you guys. So there you go. Maybe you'll get that one. But yeah, thanks for letting us know, Nerd. That's really interesting. And with the Louis getting involved, you just know it's going to be top quality as well. So yeah, love to see it. I think Diax has put a comment in about the question from Darth, who said, if it was over 10 years or 20 years, S&P 500, it's a tough call just for 4 years. Yeah, that's what threw me off, because 4 years is like a hard timeline to really think, because we're always thinking long term. And Darth replied saying, I am a terrible man. I am sorry. So yeah, Andy will like that one.
He's not terrible. He's not terrible at all. He's a bright, clever individual.
Yeah, that's good to see. I've just seen if there's any more questions, guys. I'm nearly up to date with the chat. If there isn't, then we are going to move on to the wheels. Darth actually just put a couple of minutes ago, got to go back to work. This was fantastic. Nice to see everyone in the chat as well. See you all later. Thank you so much, mate. Appreciate you stopping by and getting involved. Really appreciate it. Any more, guys? Yep, there's one more. This is going to be the last one, guys, before we move to the wheel. So last question from Dominic Travon. Question, am I the only one who doesn't care about spot price, but I check it like every 4 hours? That's a very honest comment.
I've tried taking a step back because I have been like that, but with how crazy it's been, I've taken a step back because I'm just doing my own head in. You know, it was even more than every 4 hours. You know, oh, it's 50p. Oh, it's down 20. Oh, it's up a pound. Oh, you know, so now really I only check it the day I get paid, or unless someone says something in the community. It's like, oh my gosh, guys, what's happened? And you're like, quick check. But I think it's not always good to keep looking at it. Unless you're a trader, then it's different. But I think, yeah, don't do it too often because you might make yourself go a bit mad.
Yeah, I think it's healthy to check when you are looking to buy. I check it even when I'm not buying because I'm just curious. And obviously, I want to make content and I like to be up to date knowing what's happening. And some days we see, you know, just like on Friday just gone before the weekend, we did see silver, you know, shoot up a little bit. It was sat around 54, 55, ended up hitting £60 all of a sudden. And I find that interesting, but yeah, I don't know. There's nothing wrong with checking it. But I do think it only really matters when you're buying. And even then, I only say it matters because if you're looking to get the most value, yes, quite simply, you want to get as close to spot as you can. Everyone does. You want a good value. But yeah, good comment. I like that. I do. Really nice comment coming through from Ewan, who says, thank you. It's been refreshing watching your podcast live. Really appreciate that feedback. And guys, once again, please let me know. I've been blessed this evening with you guys as special guests. I've had so much fun doing this in this format. I would really appreciate if people that have watched, whether you've joined later on, if you're there from the start, or if you've watched the whole thing, either drop me a message or an email or just put a comment in. Let me know if you prefer these more open chats with more guests or if you prefer one-to-one, because whatever you do prefer, I'll try and make more of, to put it simply. So, yeah. On that note, though, guys, we have 2 wheels to do. And then we'll be getting some questions from you all for next week's special guest, which I'll announce before the end. So I'm not going to show guys what sort of grabs from me. I have, I guess, a generic community bundle, which I put together every week, thanks to you guys that have donated. Within that is a Cardiff Gold care package. I've chucked in a 1 ounce copper piece, and there's some other bits and bobs as well, including poker chips and stickers, including the Little John limited edition SWC. That's going to be up for grabs for the guys that got their name on the post where the phrase was Luigi. I'm going to run that first, and then Benson, I've got a list from you. I'll run your exclusive giveaway second, so I'll come to you for that. So is it all right with you guys if we move to the first wheel?
Do it.
Yeah, do
Okay.
it.
As long as you
Right.
put my name down 10 times, it's fine.
Well, did you send me the £100 yet, mate, or not? You know.
No comment.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Let me get this on the right tab. So is this showing up? Yes. Going to add this to the stage. All right. Hang on. Right. Okay. So I'm actually going to make this full screen probably. Yeah, that's probably as best as I can do it, guys. It should be okay. I know it's a little bit small, but guys in the chat, you should be able to now see Little John's Wheel of Wonder. If I just put that there. There we go. That's about okay. Yeah, everyone's in. If you are a member, once again, a member of my channel, Craven's Crackers Club, you get automatic entry into all the giveaways, along with other perks across the channel. If you're not, then there is a post every week with a magic phrase. You need to go on there and comment. The last one was set by Joss, which was Luigi. So if you did that, you're in this wheel, and then we're good to go. So you got it set to 60 seconds, says Diaxis. Always looking out. Yes, I do, mate. I do. So I've got a shuffle button here. I'm just going to ask the chat quickly. First one to put a comment in, any number between 1 and 10. How many times should I shuffle the wheel so it's not rigged? First one to put a number in, I will shuffle it, then we'll get going. I can see, was it shiny first on my screen? Yeah, on my screen. Sorry, I didn't quite catch what you said, Silver. Did you say 2?
Please don't be a 2.
Oh, yeah, no, the magic 2, right? Yeah, no, well, unfortunately, mate, it's number 3, which is one of my favorite numbers. And that's from Shiny, Shiny Silver. So I'm going to press the shuffle button once, twice, 3 times. And I'm going to ask you, CL4. I'm going to ask you to give me a countdown for this one, mate, and wish everyone a good luck that's involved.
All right, good luck, everybody. And if I win, just know it is rigged. So let's get it going in 3, 2, 1, go.
There we go, ladies and gentlemen. Little John's Wheel of Wonder has officially been spun. He's about to get very dizzy for the next 60 seconds. It's going to be spinning, and we will get our eventual winner of this week's giveaway. If you have enjoyed this podcast, episode 36, please do hit the like button, subscribe if you are new, and yeah, make sure you check out everyone else that's been a part of this podcast. All the links are in the description. Back to the wheel. We can see it's starting to slow down. Loads of names. I normally would ask for an early prediction, but we just can't tell at this point. Who's it going to be? It really is slowing down. Could it potentially be Bo Collects Coins, Stigma, Jonathan Herbert? I just don't know, guys. Who's going to take it? Could it be Jonathan Herbert, maybe? It's slowing down. I think it's going to be Jonathan Herbert. If Diaxis was here, he'd know before the wheel was spun. You know what he's like. Oh, is it going to be Big Green? It's not. It's Jonathan Herbert 5229, who is a channel member. Congratulations, my friend. If you drop me a message on either Discord or drop me an email, stackingwithcraven@gmail.com, send me your address. I will send you a nice prize bundle package. And thank you so much for being a channel member. So that's the first one done, guys. I'm just going to get the second list. So do bear with me. I'm going to stop sharing for a second. And then we'll come to Benson's giveaway. Let's put everyone back where they were. So yeah, Benson, whilst I'm doing this in the background, mate, could you explain for everyone that's watching basically this list and essentially what this giveaway is about and potentially what you're actually giving away? And I'll prepare the list.
Right, so I did a giveaway for the members in the Apex group, and basically just said to them to comment on the post that I put out about this live for tonight. And then obviously if they commented on that or commented on the other one, then they would have been in it. So there's a few people in it, and basically, as you know, I like a poker chip, so I've got millions of poker chips as the part of the giveaway. So you've obviously got the Fifth Element poker chips, which I'm sure you showed before. So obviously you got the wind one, and hold on, let me put them down. So you got the wind one, you got the water one, you got the electric one, you got the fire one, and then you've got the earth one. So that's them poker chips. Then you got obviously a Apex one with my other logo on the other side. I did throw a Jack Stacks Double Trouble one in with me on the other side. There's loads to go through, so I hope you got time.
Yeah, the more the merrier, mate.
Then we got that one which Ice and Fire's doing me for copyright. Then we obviously got the standard one, which has got them two on the other side.
So that's my favorite. That is.
Then we've got the You Are Banned. If you know, you know, obviously about that one. And then obviously I have come up with a brand new one. And this is my Asian one, which I come up with. So if you can see there, it's got the dragon and mine with the Benson's collectibles and the Asian edition. And then on the other side, it's got a samurai with a dragon. And the Chinese writing does actually say Benson's coins. So it's got both on different side, but that's a new one I got out. I have got a few for trades and stuff. And then I got a copper round that was kindly donated to me by a silver digger. So I really like this, really nice. I've also got a sticker of that one, which I will send you, Selfor. I know you would like stickers.
Thank you.
I've got an Apex Bullion one as well. And I have actually got 5 gold backs to send off as well. I think that's it.
That was infinite.
Yeah, it's a bit mad, isn't it? I've got a few bits.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's for that one.
That's quite the giveaway, mate. And just to confirm, I will get the wheel up. I'm going to let you customize it because I've got a few questions. So let me share my screen. But I think I've got in total 10 entries. Does that sound correct? 10 people?
Yeah, I read it down on a book, but
what you sent me is what I've. Yeah. So I'm going to add this to the stage, just same as before. If we put it like that, that's better. Right. So Benson, for this giveaway, mate, how long would you like the wheel to be? Anywhere up to a minute. Yeah,
just do 30 seconds.
30 seconds. Oh, it's 29, 30. Right. Okay. That looks good to me. You'll be able to see here on screen, guys. I'll just get this so it's a bit better. That's about as good as it's going to get. Hope you can see it. It's a bit clearer because there's less names. Names on the right-hand side. And I'm going to let you decide, Benson, for this one. It's your giveaway, mate. How many shuffles would you like me to do on the wheel?
2.
2.
No.
Oh, you've done it. No. Not 2. Oh,
why not?
Subscribing.
Right. 1, 2. So you wish everyone a good luck, mate, and count me down. We'll spin this wheel for the last giveaway.
Oh yeah, good luck to everyone, and have a good one. Basically, I hope. Oh well, good luck to everyone in it. I hope some. Well, I don't know who's going to win, but whoever wins, then you've got the largest collection of poker chips to come to you.
Definitely. Good luck to everyone that is in this giveaway. Very generous from Benson. Let's spin the wheel. Did you count us down there?
Oh, 3, 2, 1, go.
There we go, guys. Little John's Wheel of Wonder has been spun again. The second time. He is getting fed up with this. It's slowing down a bit quicker. Who's it going to be? It might be a little bit easier, Benson, to predict on this one because they're bigger sort of categories for people. I'm going to predict it's Diaxis. It could be Jack Stacks. It's that Jack Stacks or Diaxis. I think it's going to be Jack Stacks who takes this one. It is. It's Jack Stacks. Congratulations. There we go. Wow. You know, yeah, massive congratulations to Jack Stacks. I'm sure you can arrange that with Benson to get that sorted. And I will just quickly say, and thank you again for doing that, commiserations to Diaxis. This guy, I've never seen him win a giveaway on any of the Sundays with Cravens. He gets close. He was one off there. He's put in the chat rigged. Absolutely. Let's just get that on screen. He's had enough. You know, that's why he left the show, basically. You know, he's sick of it. But no, I'm only joking. He's still a big part of it. But yeah, good to see. And thank you for running that, mate. I really do appreciate it. And thank you to everyone in the audience that's been a big part of this tonight. It's been a very special event. There's still 37 of you watching live. There's a couple of last things we're going to do before we wrap this up. Please, once again, if you enjoyed, show some love. It's free. Hit the like button for us and subscribe to the channel if you are new. And make sure you do check out the links in the description, as there is links to all the special guest YouTube channels so you can check them out. And there is, of course, a link to Apex Bullion, the group that Benson has discussed this evening. So, Seolfor, you are scaring me, mate. There's something freakish about that and the gloves. I don't know what's going on here.
I think I'm going to wake up with 1,000 subscribers tomorrow.
Oh my goodness. Quick, massive shout out. Mr. Happy Stacker 69, $2 super chat. Thank you so much. You don't need to do that, but that's so lovely. I really do appreciate the support. And yeah, thank you. Massive thank you. Jumpin says 44 likes, Craven. That's amazing, guys. I'm over the moon with that. So thank you so much. And yeah, 4006 says that's scary. It is. Seolfor has scared me tonight, to be honest. You jumped out your seat before.
I had to put it back on. Sorry, I just had to.
Okay. Yeah, well, I think people are enjoying it. Harry Tongue says I'm laughing so hard. Vegas says, great chinwag. I will go back and give it a watch. Thank you, May. I appreciate that. We had a really good chat earlier on about loads of things. So if you join late this evening, guys, or you're doing something else, this is available on the channel after. You can go and enjoy it anytime that suits you. What's going on? I'm about to wrap things up. Jumpin jumps in as he does. £10 super chat, mate. That is, wow, that's very, very generous. I don't know what to say. Thank you. Wow. Thank you so much. That's really, really kind. Yeah, I get lost for words. You've made me lose my composure. Very generous, mate. Thank you so much. I do appreciate that. Yeah. Last couple of bits from the chat. Diaxis says, question is, if Seolfor is the real Craven, how quick can he eat the crackers? Can we get a live demonstration before we end today? The live cracker challenge.
If I had some, I would have got some.
I don't know. Yeah, Craven has a twin brother. I certainly do. Right, guys. Thank you so much. So before we wrap up, as tradition, I'm going to ask the three special guests for a question for next week's special guest. Sunday to Craven, episode 37 next week, Sunday, 7 p.m, as I am every single week. My special guest will be the coin cutter. So, unfortunately, the coin cutter doesn't get one question, not two. He's going to get three. So let's go to Andy first. What is your question for the coin cutter, which I will ask him at the start of next week's episode?
Okay, it's quite simple. It's if you had to cut up something else other than coins, what would you choose to do?
Oh, okay. Something other than coins. What would you choose to do? Be interested to see what he says to that. Thank you. Right, let's go to Benson next. What have you got for coin cutter?
Mine is if he could cut up any car, but doing it the way he does it for a coin, what car would it be, and how long do you reckon it would take him to do?
Do you know, the coin cutter has done some seriously incredible projects and cuts, but a car, that guy with his handsaw is going to be there a while. Wow. Okay,
Oh, yeah.
We'll see what he says. There's no rules on these questions. You can ask what you want. See, all four, what have you got for him?
So mine's like more hypothetical, in case you do or don't believe that's not the question. But if you could describe your version of paradise, what would it be and why?
Ooh, that's really good. We've never had that before. I like that one. Yeah, thank you. He's got a lot to answer for, this coin cutter, hasn't he? And that's before he gets to my questions and the live Q&A. Oh, wow. Coin cutter, I'm not sure if you're in or you're watching, mate, but good luck for next week. It's going to be a good one. As I say, guys, I hope you're there to tune in and enjoy. Before I wrap this up, I just want to come around one more time for any last closing words. And just from me as a collective, thank you to each one of you. Andy, Ciolfo, Benson, you're all legends. You're all friends to me personally. And tonight's been a real pleasure. So thank you so much for being here and making it what it has been.
Thanks. Thank you. It's been good. It's been really good. I hope to do this again. Definitely. It's been great.
100%. Yeah, I'm sure we can make this happen again. I'm always open to it and love doing these types of podcasts. But yeah, no, thank you for being here.
Yeah, I'd just like to say thank you very much. Really enjoyed it. I never get bored of doing stuff like this. It's just amazing. And the format's definitely worked from my point of view. I thought it was really cool. Benson, what an honor. I know I've been trying to have this conversation with you. I know we haven't had that big in-depth conversation with you, but I'm sure we will get that opportunity in the future. I love what you're doing, dude. Carry on doing what you're doing and keep expressing yourself as you want to express yourself. I'm really proud of you for doing that, and it's been an honor. Ciolfo, I didn't know half the stuff you're doing. I'm sorry, dude. Now I'm really going to go into your channel and see what you're doing. I can't believe you're doing that treasure hunt thing. I need to talk to you, mate, because I'd like to help out in some way. You're a really cool guy, and yeah, it's things like this really expose the greatness of what the community is doing. So fair play, Craven. Thank you very much for giving us the opportunity to express what we do and share it with the audience. And thank you everyone that's watched and sat in the chat. It's been absolutely superb. I'll shut up. Thank you very much.
You had to say it one more time. I'll shut up. You had to get it in one more time, didn't he? Oh, God. Thank you, mate. Really nice words.
I would also like to thank everyone who has spent their evening watching us talk about all things precious. I mean, it's been great to actually speak to Andy, because I've spoken to Craven in the past and said that I would like to talk to you at some point. He's like, just do it, you know. So I mean, I'd love to reach out with you, and it's crazy to see how much our journeys have progressed, because we've done a live together in the past, and just to see from where we were then to where we are now, to see the growth, it's amazing to see. And yeah, I mean, there's so many great people in the comment section, so many great channels. You know, you don't have to, you know, there's a lot of bad content, but we've got a good group of people. And also, don't be scared to reach out to Craven, because there's a lot of interesting people. Everyone's got a story to tell. So take the opportunity and speak to him. You won't regret it.
Yeah, my door's always open. If anyone does want to speak to me, whether that's because they want to come on and tell their story on the live, or they just want to speak to me, my door is always open. And yeah, thank you for those words, Ciolfo. Thank you to all of you on the podcast. Yeah. Thank you to everyone that is tuned in. Yeah, it's been amazing. And just a quick one, Jumpin said in response to Andy, never shut up, Andy. Love that. Highlight that comment. So yeah, and this is what I really love to see. Harry Tongue says the best community. No matter where you're in, what groups you're in, or what you're doing, we're all here for one reason, and we're all one bigger community looking to do better for ourselves. So yeah, well done to every single one of you that is looking to invest your money and do better. That is what I'd say. Now, guys, that is officially a wrap. You know where I'll be next week, Sunday, 7 p.m. live. I hope you have enjoyed this evening as much as we have, as I have. I hope you enjoy the rest of what's left of your Sunday night and take some good momentum into next week. Go and smash your goals. Go and, have a good week and do whatever you need to do. And yeah, have a good one. And I will see you in the next one. Take care.
See you later, guys.
See you later.
Bye.